Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for hundreds of products. Unisex tees for men and women, unisex sweatshirt and tank tops, hoodies, baby items, long sleeve baby items, mugs, pillows, ball art pads, phone cases, bags, fanny bags, socks, hats, and many other items. Check out the Pro Shop. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps the platform. Check out the Pro Shop.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Coach, you rallied all the way back from that 18-point halftime deficit. That last big offensive play where Noah took the step back three, was that the play you wanted to see?
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not ripping our guys apart. I'm not commenting on that. That's the shot we got.
Okay. What did you like best about your defense in the second half? Because it was markedly better.
We tried. We didn't try at all in the first half. We didn't try. We didn't focus. We made no effort whatsoever in the first half. The second half, we tried.
Coach, the Poole layup, what were they able to do to get him free to get the lay-in?
Well, he just looped over the top, and we didn't get any help whatsoever. Absolutely ridiculous.
Stan, what have you thought about what Wenyen has been able to do these past couple of games, particularly tonight?
A mixed bag. You know, he's done some good things, and he's had some breakdowns, particularly at the defensive end of the floor. So a mixed bag.
And another big scoring night for Jackson. How much, what he's done over these past couple of games, makes you guys want to kind of open up things for him and allow him to expand his game offensively and do some things, he wasn't doing earlier in the year.
Now, I think what he needs to do is do what he does well. That's what everybody needs to do. I'm not so sure that he needs to expand his game to be good. I think he needs to keep doing exactly what he's doing that works for him.
Hey, Stan,
exactly twice in his career. So it takes some time.
Better.
We tried. We didn't try at all in the first half. We didn't try. We didn't focus. We made no effort whatsoever in the first half. The second half, we tried.
Coach, the Poole layup, what were they able to do to get him free to get the lay-in?
Well, he just looped over the top, and we didn't get any help whatsoever. Absolutely ridiculous.
Stan, what have you thought about what Wenyen has been able to do these past couple of games, particularly tonight?
A mixed bag. A mixed bag. You know, he's done some good things, and he's had some breakdowns, particularly at the defensive end of the floor. So a mixed bag.
And another big scoring night for Jackson. How much, what he's done over these past couple of games, makes you guys want to kind of open up things for him and allow him to expand his game offensively and do some things, he wasn't doing earlier in the year.
Now, I think what he needs to do is do what he does well. That's what everybody needs to do. I'm not so sure that he needs to expand his game to be good. I think he needs to keep doing exactly what he's doing that works for him.
Hey, Stan, just want to know if you got any update on James. I saw it didn't look good on the floor.
I don't have any idea. No, I mean, it looks like he hit knees. I don't have any idea what it'll mean for Sunday.
And just to quickly follow up on Jackson, I mean, what do you feel like are the things that he does well and kind of just to stay within that right now?
Runs, great pick and roll guy to the rim, great on the offensive glass. High energy, they can really finish around the basket, and he's been active defensively. Those are the things that he needs to keep doing. I think people make a mistake in thinking that the way to get better is always to expand your game. Sometimes, I'm not saying that it's bad, but you get away, if you get away from what you do really, really well, then you start to lose what makes you a really good player. Sometimes you want to expand people's games. Sometimes you want to narrow it down.
And, not getting into the last shot at all, but, Nickeil, a lot of the shot creation was on him tonight. How do you think he just did in that role overall?
Yeah, look, overall, he did a good job tonight. Again, he's in a situation where he's not been in, at least in the NBA. Here in the Memphis game where the ball's in your hands on the last shot to create a shot, and he's had trouble with that decision. But listen, I mean, he's been in that situation exactly twice in his career, so it takes some time. I would have liked to have seen him put the ball on the floor and attack right there, especially the way the guy played him. He was right up into him. He didn't give him that shot. He didn't back off. I think in those situations, I think that he predetermines rather than reading the defense. So I would have liked to have seen him attack. But again, that is an easy thing for me as a coach to say, standing on the sideline. It's a lot harder to make that decision in the midst of the game where everybody knows where the ball is going, So I don't want it to seem like I'm being critical of him because, again, it's his second time in that situation, and it's not as easy as it is for me standing there watching.
You mentioned it's his second time. How important are these late season games where he gets the chance to be in that position? Jackson gets the chance to grow. Kyra gets the chance to grow. Considering you guys didn't have a summer league, they didn't have a real training camp. How important are these late season games into what these guys can do moving forward?
Well, you hope you learn from it, and you hope it makes these guys better going forward. But tonight, everybody will focus on the end of the game, and there's certainly things to learn there. But the problem was we didn't show up ready to play tonight. We didn't compete the entire first half. There's no excuse for that. I don't care who's playing or anything else. We were not ready to play in the first half. We didn't compete at the level of Golden State in the first half, and that shouldn't be acceptable to anybody in our organization or anybody in our locker room. It just shouldn't.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach. Appreciate it.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post-Game Report. That was Stan Van Gundy chiming in his thoughts on what happened earlier tonight as the Pelicans go down with the loss against the Curryless Golden State Warriors. Pelicans lose 125-122 on the road to the Curryless Golden State Warriors. So the Pelicans continue their losing ways, half-ass competing of games. Ultimately, you heard what Stan Van Gundy said about what's going on, and I agree with him that nobody should feel happy about this. And I'm going to tell you another thing, Stan. You better stop talking to Jen Hale like that. Stop doing it. I swear, I'm going to replace that junk food you eat with vegetables.
It's a little late for that. It's a little late for that, Q.
Stop talking to Jen like that, bro. I promise you, I'm going to replace the junk food you eat with vegetables.
We 71 games in, player. He done slammed Jen multiple times already, bro.
Perhaps because Jen slammed. Well, I ain't going to go there. Jim slammed your ass. That's what
She must have got him with a good one, huh? When that mic wasn't on.
Yeah. You evolved. Laughed at him.
So Stan, would you like some gum?
But DC in this one, man, 125, man, 125-122. The Pelicans at one time had the lead in this one. Credit to them, but credit then taken back because they couldn't finish the way they were supposed to. Analysis on this one, bro.
Credit taken away from them. Then I had to give credit to them, and then I had to take credit back because I ain't gonna lie, man.
Delete said credit.
Lord, the first half, oh my God, my eyes was hurting. Q was like, oh my eyes. I look around, I was shedding tears, man. I had to look and see if they had some garlic somewhere or some shit. It was bad, bro. Watching it and the starting lineup. When I saw the starting lineup, I was like, we done tried this like 4 games. This ain't gonna go well. Eric Bledsoe, NAW, Najee, James Johnson, and Herman Gomez, man. I was looking to see Jackson Hayes or hopefully Kyra, one of them. Like, we know the season is over. Like, why aren't we just starting the younger guys? What we putting veterans out there for? And we eliminated. Like, what we doing? So, you know what the veterans did? They went in there in the first half and stunk it up because they knew they weren't supposed to be out there. We ain't playing for nothing. This is a developmental game. What the hell you got the veterans out there for? James Johnson is what, about 35? Eric Bledsoe is 30 going on 42 the way he played. The shell of himself. Like, why we ain't got Kyra or Jackson Hayes or one of them guys out there starting, man? It ain't really make a lot of sense. But he was forced to figure it out because they basically quit on him. So, the guys fought back into this game, man. Real impressive what I saw from NAW. But it isn't like I haven't seen this before. Pretty much a repeat of things. We love his game and what he does, and he gets down to that last moment, and we got the game in hand, and he can't quite figure out, how to make that winning play, which I think will come. I like that he has the confidence to want to take that shot and be willing to do it without hesitation and completely no fear. So that's a positive to me. Obviously, I don't think he should have took that 3. He could have definitely attacked dude, man. He's faster than him and got an inside. I mean, you're down by 1, man. You don't need a 3. You can still win the game with a 2-pointer. But, we so used to going in late game situations being tied or down by 2 or 3. I guess the man just programmed to think you got to take a 3-pointer because that's pretty much how it is a lot of games. So I was happy with the young guys' effort. I was very disappointed with what we saw from the starting lineup. But as I explained earlier, I get why. So I'm not going to be too hard on the veterans because other than Eric Bledsoe, that shit is bad. But, I mean, he did get 11 points in 16 minutes. So I don't know if you want to see that as a positive or not. But I knew stuff was going to go left when they was introducing the game, Big Q. And they had Eric Bledsoe as, like, the guy who was going to lead the team. You know how they show, like, Steph Curry and the Warriors? They show Eric Bledsoe. I'm like, man, what the hell is ESPN doing? Then Hubie Brown up there on the thing hyping up Eric Bledsoe to me like I don't know what the hell I got. Oh, and he's a 2-time defensive player, and dude scored on him like right
Reading
when he
off a
said that
stat
shit.
sheet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you read that. They reading off
Like, oh man, come on.
they reading off those recorded
Like, man,
informational sheets. That's what's going on there.
you know Hubie Brown, the old cat, bro. He brought one of his game notes from like 4 years ago or something when he was talking about Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, this was a half-ass effort by the Pelicans. They attempted to try to get back and actually took the lead later in the game, but could not seal it. And I think a lot of it's because defensive-wise, we're just not that good. I mean, especially DC, tremendously. This is a perfect segue to us to talk about the perimeter defense or the lack thereof of this Pelican team. I mean, our goddamn perimeter defense is awful. You have players, man, that you never
Jordan
even
Poole.
heard. You never even heard of these guys, man. And they were shooting like they was Steph Curry and Klay Thompson out there. These guys put up over 50 points collectively as a backcourt against the Pelicans tonight. We could not defend. As you can see, the man gave him a wide open 3-pointer there. I mean, we simply could not. We don't defend the perimeter at all. I mean, Jordan Poole had 38 points tonight. He was 4 of 9 from downtown, 12 of 22 from the field in 33 minutes. And his partner, Mulder, never heard of that guy, 28 points, 10 of 17 from the field. He was 7 of 13. This dude, he's 7 3-pointers, DC. I mean, them guys collectively scored over 50 points apiece between Mulder and Poole on the Pelicans. I mean, that is absolutely amazing that we will allow this kind of foolishness to occur. But man, my goodness. Talk about the Pelicans' lack thereof of this pathetic perimeter defense, man.
Man, I mean, we not surprised, but at this point, I'm wondering if it has to do more with Stan Van Gundy's scheme because we've been blaming players and saying, "Oh, Lonzo Ball's supposed to be a better defender. He ain't doing that. Eric Bledsoe ain't handling his business." And we've been talking about players all year, and the guys got a lot of burn tonight. The young guys, man. So you got NAW out there, and you got Kyra, and it's pretty much more of the same. You had Najee on the floor. Didi had some time out there. He got some minutes, which. I honestly, the guys he be on, it's crazy because they get a decent shot. The shot just always seem to bounce out. Didi got some type of you can't score on me glow or something on him, bro. I don't know what it is, but I think it's got more to do with systematically what we want to do, man. Because how do you give Jordan Poole, what he had, like 35, 36 points, man? And he basically did a stand-in for Steph Curry and they ain't missed nothing. Is pretty much more the same, and I'm sick of seeing it. Q, we definitely got to change things up, man. Hopefully, watching this tape, they got a bunch of tape of them getting shredded all off season. They should be able to figure something out and how to make the system work or be able to transition to something else, man. Because we can't come back next year and just have guys eating us up on the perimeter. This is a guard league, so pretty much most nights, man. I mean. Out of all the teams, at least a good 20, 21 of them going to have a damn good guard out there. So you can't just spot them 25, 26 points every night. And that's what it kind of looked like, man. Guys get excited when they come and play the Pelicans, especially if they live on the perimeter. They know they're going to be able to get some wide open threes. You know what I'm saying? And the other shots they get, they're not going to be heavily contested all the time for whatever reason, man. We pick and choose when we want to double team guys, when they're getting hot and all of that, especially big name guys, which I never understood. A couple of games where we talked about that, man, and it was clear when they double teamed when they was having problems, and then we just go away from them. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? But more of the same, bro. Different guys, same results. So different toilet, same shit.
Well, this is pathetic, man, to be honest with you, to watch them play this way. And I mean, this is young guys out here basically competing. They did come back, and I give a thumbs up to Hart, but also if you give thumbs up for playing with Hart, you got to give double thumbs when you play with your brain. IQ, that's a major part of it,
right.
And we suffer from that, even though you've seen a hardy performance by them, low IQ in the back end and the waning moments, almost like they expect to fail. You know, it's the confidence is waning in this team. You know, and here even Van
Damn, man,
Gundy's
you
language is
stupid,
failure.
Daniel.
Even Van Gundy's language is a failure. We try. Well, you heard that old saying about to try is to fail.
Man, how does he not know that? Q, can you be a coach? I mean, I remember playing like Pop Warner football, bro. Our coach would not allow us to say can't. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna allow you to say what you can't do. And to me, can't is right behind try. You know what I'm saying? They both the same words. So what do you mean you try? No, you do it. You do it and you keep doing it till you get it right. We tried. I hate that word, man. Especially when it comes to being competitive. There ain't no such thing, man. Your mindset is supposed to be I'm gonna get it done. And I'm gonna keep doing it till it get done. And with that type of mindset, you have no choice but to fix it. There ain't no such thing as trying. Because if you say you're trying, then you're giving yourself room to not be able to do it.
Yeah, this is a part of it, man. We most certainly got to change up this whole dynamic, man, because they're not playing. They're not even the stars, man. You expect the role players to some kind of way figure out a way to actually listen to the coach, and he's yelling his freaking head off, his flipping head off. He's a big windbag, so all he do is talk. I mean, he's talking to the point where they didn't tuned him out, even to the principles that he's built his career on, playing defense and being having a smart team. None of that occurred in 60 something games. It didn't materialize consistently, which is very concerning. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what Griffin, who's the vice president of basketball operations and de facto general manager, does to fix this stuff. What does he do? I mean, how do you fix a mess where the stars at the top, the big guys they're not listening to the coach? I mean, this is a mess of epic proportion, and I think we ain't gonna, we can't look past that fact. But anyway, I'm gonna save a lot of that for the end of the season show. Let's get into the statistics tonight against the Warriors, the Curryless Warriors, the Draymond Greenless and Warriors.
Man, they said everybody. They were sitting reserves and everything. Q.
Wiggins, everybody sat down tonight. So looking at the field goal percentage, 46 of 99. The Pelicans had 99.
They're gonna get fined like they tried to fine us with Anthony Davis.
Probably not. 46.5% from the field for the Pelicans tonight, which is very admirable. The issue is that Golden State shot 48% with backup ass guards like they were the new Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. 42 of 87 from the field. The Pelicans were 11 of 27 for almost 41% from downtown. Problem is the Warriors hit 6 3-pointers more than what the Pelicans were able to do. Shot a better percentage as well, 43.6. Pelicans, once again, they got 28 attempts on the road in Golden State. You lost by 3, but look how many points you left in the game because you can't hit free throws. They were 19 of 28. They had 68%, if you round it off, 68% shooting from the free throw line. That's awful. This is a clear indication of when we talk about hitting the free throws, the charity stripe points, that if you hit a higher clip, you would have beat Golden State tonight. That's what I keep saying. They leave too much. It's always bad defense. It's terrible defense, unintelligent play, either offensively or defensively in waning moments, missing blocks, rotations, or just doing stupid stuff like jacking up 3-pointers when you can, when you have time where you can get a 2 and then you don't have to force the 3. I mean, just no intelligence there. 67%, almost 68% from the charity stripe tonight. I mean, they left the points needed to beat this team at the charities line. They're poor, all the fundamental stuff. They're just poor, very poor. 80% for the Golden State Warriors, and they had their goddamn backups, and they still shot 80% with their backups, 24 of 30. 51 rebounds to 46. Advantage Pelicans, 29 assists by Golden State circulating the ball versus Pelicans, 21. 6-4 on steals, advantage Pelicans. 4-3 on blocks, advantage Golden State. You had a total of 9 turnovers against the Pelicans, which was very commendable. They only had 9 turnovers and 12 points off said turnovers, but could not turn that into a win. You have single-digit turnovers and more than enough points to beat your adversaries at the free throw line. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. The numbers don't add up at times. Like, how did you lose tonight? They find ways to lose because this team has zero confidence in the stretch. They're expected to lose, so they just fulfill our destiny. They're not collectively, imaginatively strong or mentally strong enough to destroy the narrative of being a bunch of flipping losers. So they fill out prophecy. I guess well we gonna just they're expecting us to lose, so we just gonna lose. Like Eric flipping Bledsoe, who's a loser, a chump, trash, garbage. And he fulfills, I guess I'm trash and garbage. I'm gonna go cash my 18 million at the end of the year. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the year, we know we got issues and problems where this team has zero heart. And what rings true at the end of the season, after all of this, is the great words of Stan Van Gundy at the start of the year saying, the Pelicans got Eric Bledsoe and all these players, and the Pelicans will not get punked.
I can tell. Oh, you ain't say it right, Q. You gotta say it right. I can tell you one thing: we won't get punked.
And all you got was punked. Stan Van Gundy, you got punked. 14 points on the fast break to 13.
Won't bow down, boy. They were playing that Ice Cube song on us all year. Bow down when we come to your town.
They bowed down on all fours. They bowed down on all fours in the season and basically had the playoff lives in their hands and gave it away. So anyway, let's keep it going. 68 points in the paint, the 42 advantage Pelicans, which is a major difference. How did you lose? 20. Anyway, DC, getting to the team statistics.
It's all right, Big Q. You can leave it right there. We ain't got to talk about but one. Because especially in this game, this is the type of games where you see it. This is the type of games where you see why people harp on it, why we've been talking about it, why we constantly make mention of it. And that is the free throw shooting. In close games, that's when it matters the most. You cannot miss, 9 free throws, out of 28. You just can't do it, man. Maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 6. You can't miss 9.
68%?
68%, while the other team shoots 80. And they got to the line 2 more times than you with no stars. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do it, man. You can't do it. And in my opinion, I understand we're going to look at the shot from NAW and what he did in the last seconds, but he shouldn't have got there. And if we would have honestly competed in the first half, which I think it was a mistake by our coach with the lineup. I mean, he's always a day late and a dollar short. Once the season is done, he's supposed to change the lineup. Like, put all the young guys in and you rest them veteran guys, man. Let them get their easy check. They know it's over. Ain't no sense to what you gonna go out there when you're gonna figure something out. You're gonna develop you. And nigga, I'm 35. Like, why am I playing in a meaningless game? So it was a mistake for us to run the lineup we ran. But more than that, we lost this game. Statistically, you're looking at it, 19 for 28 from free throw line. And we've been flirting with that for maybe the last month and probably in April too. And it finally came back. Well, it bit us a couple other games too, but this game to me is more prevalent than others.
Yeah, this is awful. And remember, the Warriors didn't have none of their starters either. VB Saints Pale Lady. Just to let you know, they didn't have those starters. They didn't have Steph or Draymond or Wiggins, none of their people in there. The Pelicans should have won this game. Statistically, you look at the fact that they had single.
Did they even play Kevon Looney? They didn't even play Kevon Looney.
I think Looney did play. We're gonna go into the.
Did he play?
It don't make a difference. I mean, it would. But anyway, we're gonna move into to the individual statistics and cover that next because really, truthfully, to be honest with you, we as a team, man, it's a lot of work.
You're right, Big Sean, about them free throws, man. Big Sean said we would have made half the free throws that we missed, we would have clinched the playoff spot. I give Big Sean a hard time sometimes, but he right about that.
Well, that's true, and we talk about that all the time here. How often will we talk about fundamentals, playing defense, respecting the ball, and hitting your charity stripe? We call it the charity stripe because it's supposed to be a give you. It's a gimme shot. Nobody's standing there opposing you. How are you missing how are you turning in 67 and 70 and sub 70% performances night after night from the charity stripe when nobody's standing in front of you with a hand in your face? Explain that to me. How are you guys missing free throw attempts? That comes down to lack of focus, lack of concentration, and just straight out shitty shabbiness. Say that 5 times in a row.
Shitty shabbiness, shitty shabbiness, shitty shabbiness, shitty shabbiness,
Okay,
shitty
now
shabbiness, shitty shabbiness.
Okay, now try this one. Super shitty shabbiness.
I'm done.
Because that's what it is. This is ridiculous, man, to watch this. This is ridiculous. But anyway, let's go over and Carl to say they garbage. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, easy money. You're right, bro. Y'all absolutely right. All
Man,
y'all.
they making Fred Vincent look bad, man. We know he a great coach, assistant. You know what I'm trying to say.
Well, NAW was the top dog tonight. DC 30 points in 40 minutes. He was 11 of 24 from the field. 50% from downtown, 4 of 8. He was 4 of 7 from the free throw. He has to do better than that. 20 points by Najee Marshall with a 13 rebound game with 3 assists. Najee Marshall came to play tonight, 7 of 15 from the field. He was 1 of 3 from downtown, but he was 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. So he turned in a 20-point game as well. James Johnson played for 17 minutes. He had an injury, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in the matchup. Billy Hernan-Gomez, almost a double-double again. That's all Billy Hernan-Gomez does. Go out there and double you up. He gets double-doubles. Eric Bledsoe in 16 minutes was 5 of 9, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He finished with 11 points and 4 assists in the matchup, and then they turned it over to the young fellas. Jackson Hayes, 19 points off the bench in 24 minutes, 7 of 14. Tried a couple of three-pointers, didn't work for him. 5 of 8 from the charity stripe, must improve there. Wenyen Gabriel got probably the biggest minutes of this season, DC, tonight. 31 minutes from Wenyen, 5 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from downtown. DC, when you give Wenyen Gabriel minutes, he turned in 14 points and 6 rebounds tonight in the matchup. And, of course, he was slow rotating. Several times I've seen he was slow rotating the defenders, but that's the part of getting into the flow of the game. These young guys definitely need more minutes. And you see KLJ in 29 minutes, not as aggressive as I like to see KLJ play. He needs to get that ball and run from court to court. Very people can stand in front of him, and he hits a high clip as his free throw. He's pretty damn good. He's a damn good free throw shooter. He needs to use his speed. I don't know what Stan Van Gundy's looking at. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
Looking at it, his size and his strength. He's not that strong, so he has problems finishing at the rim and different stuff like that due to his size. You need about 10 pounds of muscle on him.
Yeah, but guess what? He ain't got it right now. You got to let him do what he do best, which he was down. What he can get to the cup. That's what he can do. He does best, and when he gets there, he finishes. 29 points, 29 minutes, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Didi Lazada in 23 minutes, 6 points, had a couple of assists and a couple of steals in 23 minutes. He was 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 5 downtown. And then their top people, relatively unknown people. Jordan Poole, 38 points, almost 40 points from this guy, almost 30 points from this Mulder guy with 28 points.
I heard Jordan Poole. I don't know that cat at all.
These guys lit the Pelicans up. Perimeter defense is a joke. All right, let's go over the individual statistics, DC.
Well, first off, I'm gonna give a shout out to Najee Marshall, man. I thought he played hard tonight. He hit career highs in rebounds and points. So, shout out to him. Even though defensively, I wouldn't say this was his best game. Wait, what was the question?
Now, that Pelicans Nola said Big Q, the man was asked the question about Hayes expanding his game. Jackson Hayes expanding his game. Stan Van Gundy told him no, he needs to stay the same. What the hell? And see, and that's and like we said, listen, fam, we ain't blowing smoke. Go back and listen. Y'all been listening to the show. It's been 60. I don't know. I forget. It's been 60 games this season. Y'all know what time it is. Go back and listen to all the shows. If you doubt what we're saying about, we've been saying all this stuff about working the bench together, giving KLJ, NAW, Jackson Hayes the recommended time so they can develop in the season, so that when they get to the back end of the season, they have all that seasoning where they can be able to have an impact with you. He never developed a bench. Never developed the 5 off the bench. The people throw injuries and all that into it. Listen, family, injuries is a part of the game. Everybody deals with injuries. The thing is, you have to build a squad that has enough depth that it can overcome the injuries. The problem with him is he was playing when we were healthy. He was running 8 and 9 player rotations, which was foolhardy. We called that. And also, don't let them tell you that when the season about to end, that we was losing because we didn't have our people. That our stars wasn't there. No. Let's get this straight. You was losing when you had your goddamn stars. You was listening to bottom feeding teams when you had your stars.
Yeah, you're trying to tell us that we find ways to lose, man.
Right? They find right,
and then remember, seek them out.
And then that's the thing. Don't let them blow that smoke, because I can see the reporters. A lot of these reporters are gonna start writing stuff about the Pelicans or the prospects of bright next year. Listen, family. Just because it's a new year don't mean the Pelicans is going to be a new team. It take work to get there. And then you heard the reporter try to throw him a excuse and say, hey, Van Gundy, Coach Stan, you didn't have a training camp. You didn't have this. You didn't have that. But the goddamn New York Knicks had it. The Golden State Warriors had it. The Lakers had it. The Clippers had it. The Spurs had it. The Memphis Grizzlies had it. So don't miss me with the bullshit about, we didn't have a season. They didn't have it either. So I mean, that all this stuff with these reporters, I'm gonna paste the hell out of them when they come up here with that bullshit, because we don't want to hear all that. The Pelicans are not going to get better unless they fix the character issues as a team that they're facing. A new year does not mean new opportunities. You have to make them opportunities. You have to make them. They're not just gonna come to you. Most of the times you got to make the opportunities or be in shape for when the opportunity that you bring to you comes. And then ultimately what happens is you're in the shape enough so you can jump in through that door and capitalize off of it, so as it were. But the Pelicans are not going to get better simply because a new season comes on, because they get acclimated to Van Gundy. You had 60 games. These are professionals. Really, truthfully, the Pelicans they should have been in the playoffs this year. They're not. They wasn't listening to Van Gundy, and people not asking the question. I was asking the question at All-Star break. Seemed like they tuned them out. We had Ali Cosell on. Ali said, I don't think that's true, Q. I think, they're listening to him. Well, at the end of the day, it don't seem like they're listening to him. They're not. You lost. I keep saying defense. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus this time.
Wait. He said he's not going to throw nobody under the bus. And then
he getting mad at Jen Hale.
Then went along and start throwing people under the bus.
Right. Like, what the hell is that? Well, that's not throwing them under the bus, Q. That's sliding them under the car. Oh, okay. That's different. I got you.
No, he put them in a roll around and he rolled them under the bus. They had the little sleeper. He put them in a sleeper and he politely rolled them under the bus. That's what that was, bro. You said he was going to throw him. He set them down and then politely pushed them.
Pushed them, slid their ass up under there.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is the thing also. Thank Sean saying that they're not garbage. Listen, bro, listen. It's we can talk about heart all you want. And I'm not just talking about Josh Hart. I'm talking about overall team heart. It's a lot of emphasis put on playing with heart. And I talk about guts and playing with heart. But I also talk about high basketball IQ. That's offense and defense. Before you can even much start, because you can play with heart all you want and be out there turning over 25, 30 goddamn turnovers. Well, they playing with heart, Q. They only lost by 10 tonight, but they played with heart. Yeah, but you didn't play with brains, fool. You got to play with some brains, too. You just can't go out there and run around and be like, we played with heart. No, you got to, it's some intelligence that they have to be able to, you see what I'm saying? They have to be able to have some intelligence and mix those things together. So a lot of people will say, that, hey, man, we got to play. Man, come on. We got to play with heart. We got to, no, man, we got to have intelligence to play. We're not listening to this dude, man.
We need both, Big Q, but I understand why a lot of people play that, because you see where the guys, they were obviously frustrated with what was going on, and they had games where they weren't playing with heart. That's why everybody be so happy when they play and they hustle. Look what they did today. They played a whole half where they just sleptwalked through the damn game. And
all I can say.
And then decided late in the game, around the fourth quarter, that they was gonna wake up and play ball, man. So I get why people be saying that, but you're right. You want them to play with heart and intelligence.
With brains. You gotta play with intelligence, man. We need smart DC, the breakdowns defensively. We just talked about perimeter defense. That ain't got nothing to do with heart. They were circulating out there. They were late.
Dang, some of them was lady. How is my fault?
Some of them was actually making the effort to get there, or like Stan Van says, they were trying. But as we know, the try is to fail.
Yeah,
that's why their ass was failing, because you out there trying. I mean, come on. But I'm saying they're not listening to Van Gundy. So if you let me ask y'all this. So if they roll Van Gundy out there again next year, roll him out, get it, roll. They roll him out there next year. Do you really think that things are going to change because Van Gundy out there? I mean, listen, they're going to be exposed to his system a little bit. But
I think they're going to get better, bro.
But how if they're not listening? They're not listening. Your system didn't produce nothing, no wins. We still missed the playoffs. The only thing you had to do in terms of, listen, it's going to all shake out whether it's a good move or not. It really will. Time will tell, fam. That's all I can say. If they're not listening, what you gonna do? Sit up here and force feed them to you? If they're not, they tuned them out, DC. They tuned them. The stars tuned them out. So what you think these role players and these young guys gonna do? They tune them out. They're tuning him out. Like how do you have KLJ playing that non-aggressively? Well, how did you put some Prozac in his power weight? What happened? Why is he playing so? So timidly. Let him attack. It's like, bro. It's like, damn, man. How we can sit up here
they got the man shell shock, Q.
DC. How we sit up here and call it like this? Like you call it. We say, listen, Wenyen Gabriel will give you this if you play him. Billy Hernan Gomez will give you this if you play him.
Right.
Najee Marshall will give you this if you play him. KLJ will give you this if you play him. We call all of it. We talked about discovering the bench. We even said the James Johnson thing and what James Johnson would represent it. They had the pieces. He gave them the pieces and he failed to use them to optimal levels. Now we're going to slide out of here with the back end. I guarantee, listen, fam, let me tell y'all something. I guarantee you ain't nothing wrong with Lonzo Ball. I promise you that.
Ain't nothing wrong with him, bro.
Zion
probably the only one that had a significant injury.
Right. Brandon Ingram could have came back and played. They shut that shit down because they knew that, you know what, we listen here, man. We're gonna slide them out the way and we're gonna say injuries is what caused us to lose because we didn't have our people. That's how stupid they think we are. But never mind the fact when you had all of them playing, they were still losing to teams that they were greater than. So I question this logic about how the team will look with Stan Van Gundy another year. How are they supposed to get better if they're not listening to him? You thinking that after 60, well, it's a cute. They ain't listen to him after 60 plus games. They're going to listen to him after 120 games.
That's right.
That sound about right.
You got to get about
that sound about right.
You got to get about 500 hours of practice in between 2Q. That'll change some stuff,
bro. And it's all this stuff, bro. The time it's a bunch of BS, is what I'm saying. First, he was about time, and he was DC. He said he wasn't working on offensive plays, even though they were selling offensively. He was throwing all defensive plays in there, but they were failing defensively. What's happening here?
And they were excelling offensively on their own.
On their own. But he said it. He's an open book. He's telling them, family. He told us that. He said, "Man, we played this man stuff all the time." Y'all put one in the chat if y'all remember him saying that, because we play stuff all the time. Every damn show we playing Stan Van Gundy shooting himself in the foot with his own words. Well, he playing. Well, we only got time to work on the defense.
I gotta give him that, bro. Man,
we got time defense to work on the offense, so we just been working on the defense. And then
how's that going for you, Stan?
It's just, you can't. If he was working on the defense, DC would have had this game tonight and the several others prior to that. So I mean, how is it supposed to get better if Van Gundy, if they're tuning him out? How? Who's gonna say, you know what, y'all? We need to listen to Stan Van Gundy. And somebody said, why the hell should we listen to Stan Van Gundy? What the hell he ever done? What did he ever do? Well, you see, he almost got us to the playoffs last year. No, bro. Don't miss me with that. We've been watching this Pelican team fail. We was calling it from the jump, saying that he needed to establish a bench. He needed to establish bench players that can substitute. Remember, we had to get him out of that, DC. It was systematic. We had to get him out of staggering. Remember that? He finally stopped staggering. We kept saying, stop staggering.
He went a long time, bro, with the staggering. He never really stopped it. He kind of scaled it back a little bit, which I think that was good enough. But he was forced to, man, because them guys guys got injured, and you saw what a guy like Najee Marshall can do. You know what I'm saying? Fought his way on the court, bro. You got James Johnson start playing good. He was starting to like West one dude. You know, them guys was finding their way on the court. Boy, 504 lady, you give me a hard time tonight. I don't know what I
Man,
did.
she ain't buying you. She ain't buying what you talking about, there, fam.
What
She
about
said,
the guys playing their way on the court?
DC tonight, Van Gundy was
He
forced to put
didn't
them young
stop
guys on
staggering.
there.
He didn't stop staggering just because he wanted to stop staggering. He found guys that he had to play, like Willie Herman Gomez, Jackson Hayes. Like he had to get them guys minutes, man. You know what I'm saying?
What DC?
So,
y'all put in the chat what DC
hold on, man. I
stand
need to
for.
put my damn cash
Let,
app,
let,
man.
let me throw that in there, y'all. What does DC stand for, y'all? Y'all put it in the chat. Y'all let me know what DC stand for.
DC stand for don't comment, yo. Don't comment.
What does DC stand for, y'all? Y'all put it in the chat.
But nah, I'm saying he never really stopped staggering though, bro. That's my point. And he kind of scaled it back because he found guys he could use. Stan Van Gundy is in love with staggering, Big Q. I don't like it. You don't like it. I hate to not see it at all, but we're gonna see staggering, bro. It's just how it is until they can figure out a better lineup, like we was talking about in the production meeting for as Brandon Ingram playing shooting guard, bro. I think that'll be the way to go, and you can implement a different lineup, man. We got to change things up because they're trying to make it work for as with his way of doing stuff, man, and this shit ain't working, bro. But Van Gundy is gonna be here. Damage control. Van Gundy gonna be here, bro. And we know they're not letting him go after 1 year with a 4-year contract. It would be nice if they could just fire him and go get Mark Jackson like we want him to do. But I don't see it happening, family. And then the whole thing, like what you talking about, and we all seen it. They shut everybody down, and they're gonna sell us that they was injured thing and all of that. And then we probably gonna get sweetened on the other end with a lottery pick. So you know what I'm saying? We should get a pick somewhere at least in the top 10. So that is that's probably, I guess they thinking people gonna just forget about everything with that. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see though, bro. Like staggering ain't gone though, Q. I just had to stop you when you said that, bro. Stan Van Gundy will never ever get rid of staggering, Big Q. You hear me?
All I'm saying is there's no need to stagger your lineup if you got a deep bench. And you have a deep bench. You have five. You have five.
Play the goddamn bench.
I'm saying you got 5 guys that you can supplement for the 5 guys you're starting. Usually, when people stagger, is because they don't feel like they have enough depth to take care, and so one guy always has to eat a multitude of different minutes more than the others. Well, that adds up on the long season. But if you have a deep roster off your bench of 5 guys for 5 guys, that's balance. Staggering is imbalance. It's not balanced. It's illogical to stagger. If you need 5 guys off the bench, people don't understand that the bench is as important as your starters, because if your starters come out, who gonna keep the lead that you build, or maybe encroach upon a lead that where you're failing behind, and you might have been the starters are struggling and you behind 8. The bench comes in and they help build a lead. We have a porous bench in many times, and most of our bench is imbalanced because only one guy most nights scores and do well for us off the bench. We don't have our bench doesn't have the camaraderie that it should have, because it's a constant flux of different players that's not used to playing together. It should be the same harmony that the starting 5 have to play with each other. And Stan Van Gundy's foresight or lack thereof, and keep running out guys like that are ineffective, that are hurting the team, like Eric Bledsoe, is just totally repugnant to me. How you don't see that Bledsoe is not helping the team in the summation of minute of his game. He's totally awful. I mean, in the last couple of games, DC had an opportunity to step up because there were no stars. He fizzled with $18 million. It's
Man,
time.
he didn't have like a hurt foot or a wrist or something they could have set his ass out with.
You see, nothing you can do to protect him.
I felt like Eric Bledsoe played like 72 games. Ain't nobody else played all the games but Eric Bledsoe, bro. How more unlucky can you get? You know what I'm saying? I don't get why he was out there to begin with tonight. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have never even been on our team for one. Yeah, you keep flashing it. I seen it the first time. I ain't defensively confused, but man, it's the whole.
I got away now. You can't ignore it no more, DC. I got away.
The whole way that we run our lineups, Q. We talked about this, man, with Stan Van Gundy. It was bad, man. It wasn't as bad as Alvin Gentry, but after we got rid of Alvin Gentry, I was expecting a real improvement with this. I thought, you get a head coach that know what they're doing, and they'll put a lineup together. Maybe something I haven't thought about. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still baffled that they never thought to like put Brandon Ingram at the 2 guard to play Lonzo Ball as a damn point guard. Okay, I get the whole shooting guard thing, and we're gonna make him be more aggressive as a scorer. The man been a point guard his whole damn career. Like, why don't we try a stretch of games where we just let him be a point guard? How about that? Let Eric Bledsoe command the second team where we know he can score on bums. How about that? You know what I'm saying? we just never even thought to try that. I mean, this shit ain't that hard.
I'm saying, man,
It's
why?
not that hard,
It's
bro.
not what I mean. Like bro, we know the team. We know that we've scouted the players. We know the team. We know what they're good at. We know. So when we say, listen, when you got Jackson Hayes off the bench, we said Lonzo Ball, NAW. You drafted KLJ. He has to play. First round draft picks have to have consistent minutes. They have to, whether they're struggling or not. They are first round draft picks. They have to learn. So you're gonna have to work with them through their struggling. But even though nobody's perfect, but if you look at guys like Bledsoe who are veterans that make that kind of money, there is a standard that they must live up to. You making that kind of money, meaning that you got to do something, Jack. You can't come in here and hit 3 of 7 from the charity stripe and go 2 of 9 from downtown shooting 3-pointers, and then lunging yourself up against people when you run in the court. And what good is having an Eric Bledsoe here when he gets into the paint, throws himself up against a taller defender, goes to the free throw line and hits 1 or 2? I mean, what good is having that? What good is that weapon? Oh, Bledsoe got to the line, and then at the end of the night, Bledsoe's charity stripe, he went 4 for 9 from the charity stripe. What good is that, bro? Seriously, what good is that? Why aren't you? And it's just like it's just really pathetic because he don't have to be a bad free throw shooter. None of them do. All that is, they have to get into the free throw drills. They have to be disciplined. You first got to give a damn. You got to give a damn about embarrassing yourself and your family. That's what legacy is about, man. That's how a guy like a Jordan or the rest of these great NBA Hall of Famers, a lot of them, the champions that won rings, they had a legacy. They had a mindset, man, I got to step up. I can't let this happen. I can't go out like this. And they rise up to that level. But that's what I'm saying. With these young players, you see talent there, but you got a coach that has no vision, DC. He has no vision. I say, bro, you don't have to stagger this team. You have Jackson Hayes at the 5. We went down the numbers off the bench. The bench rotation.
Wait, hold up.
Jackson Hayes.
Before you say that,
James, go ahead.
He played Jackson Hayes at the 4 with Willie Herman Gomez, right? And had major success.
But then went away from
and then stopped doing it.
Because, bro, it's like, man, listen, bro, I don't know what you're looking at. It's like your adjustments suck. I mean, it's not clicking. And I'm saying, listen, the guy has basketball. He got the knowledge of a basketball coach, but it's not just that. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't communicate it to the people in front of you, then it's useless. What good is having the world's information is if you can't get the players to believe in the scheme that you creating so that they can have sex? He cannot even take what they're saying, DC, and incorporate it into his scheme so it become their scheme. So it's not just Stan Van Gundy's scheme. No, you need to listen to what they're saying because they're not feeling what you're doing. If they're going to tell you, listen, we don't like this, we don't like that, morph it a bit, adjust it. You know what, DC? He can't do that.
Well,
he has issues
he
doing
did
that.
do that, Q. He
Man,
did
he didn't do that enough.
He did that with Zion and Brandon Ingram and just isolated the rest of the team.
But what? Why? What? That's dumb. Well, I was talking to Zion. I was talking to Zion and Bi.
And you come in the back room.
Y'all come here. The rest of y'all go home. Y'all can't win. Go your asses home. I'm talking to the money makers. What? We a part. You need the team to win, brother. You gotta bring that in for the whole team.
Wouldn't you grab like a point guard too? You would think. I'm just saying. Who better to implement your system or whatever you're trying to do offensively other than
point guard? I'm pretty sure Eric Bledsoe was there. I'm pretty sure Bledsoe everywhere.
He was in the meeting.
He was everywhere. He don't go nowhere. He go everywhere. That's his Michael Jordan. That's Gundy's Van Gundy's Michael Jordan is Eric Bledsoe. Even when Bledsoe didn't deserve minutes, DC, he was playing 20 plus 30 minutes a night. And he out there stinking it up, and he still got him out there. I mean, goddamn, man. I mean, but it's like one of those things. That's why I even question, like, the way they lost. The Pelicans were 5 wins is all they really needed. 5 wins that they gave up, losing to pathetic squads. I can go down the schedule and show you who they lost to. We might have forgot most of them because we were so upset about it in the 60+ games. But they've lost to pathetic teams during the season that came back to haunt us. We couldn't even get wins down the stretches when we were in position to win. Strictly because we're non-fundamental and they're not listening to this dude, even though he claims that he's teaching fundamentals. They're not listening. So if they're not listening to you, you got to get rid of them. Or you going to go through this again next year. Oh, well, Q, they're going to listen to him next year. How? If they're not listening now, well, they don't understand. No, that's bullshit. You can't tell me in 60 games they don't understand what he's trying to do. You can't tell me that crap. You can't tell me that DC in 60 games, they still don't know how to play defense. They still don't know how to hit no free throws, DC. DC, did you hear what I said? 67% tonight from the charity stripe, and they could have hit the points that could have won the game for them.
But let's be honest, dude. You really wanted them to win this game?
No? Yes.
Why?
I want to win because I'm a winner and I like to win. I don't like to lose and purposefully lose. Well, I'm not designed to lose. I put out an all-out effort to win. Whether I'm tired or not, I'm going to go all out, baby. I want to win. I don't care about no goddamn lottery because the lottery ain't a sign.
You don't want your scratch and sniff ticket?
Listen, bro, let me tell you something. All I can tell you is I don't even think most of those picks the Pelicans going to use, they're going to trade those picks to get players that they're going to add in addition to how they see with the guys here. I'm just saying at the end of the day, if look what Stan Van Gundy did with KLJ this year, how he set him on the bench most of those games. He started playing them late, but don't use that squirrel thinking that they say we have. Go back in the full summation of your Pelican knowledge and think about the 60-something odd games we done played thus far and how many games that NAW set on the bench. KLJ set on the bench. Jackson Hayes set on the bench. When you needed those guys to step up when Eric Bledsoe was out there tearing things down and looking terrible.
JJ Redick was falling through.
JJ Redick falling through the floor. Bledsoe falling through the flow. All these guys was falling through the flow.
You know who I blame for this shit, Q? I blame JJ Redick ass because he over there talking shit. Nah, he posted and liking the shit where it said we was eliminated, and he was the one talking about the one who recommended Van Gundy as the coach for the Pelicans, and then turned around and said, "Well, when they got Van Gundy, I knew if they traded Drew Holiday, my minutes was going to go down." Fool, you ain't know they was trading Drew Holiday? How the hell we knew? And you ain't know. So I feel like maybe him talking up some of the Van Gundy thing, it was another thing trying to throw a monkey wrench and stuff, man. I don't, if that's indeed what happened, like either that or what David Griffin had ties to him already, like we spoke about, because they do have some history. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we even got him, man, is weird. I thought it was weird once we got him, and then we traded Drew Holiday. Once they signed Van Gundy, remember I was talking to you? I was like, man, we might keep Drew Holiday. Because what sense does it make to get a defensive coach and then you get rid of your best defensive player? and not get Cam Reddish. But nah, like, what sense does it make to get rid of Drew Holiday, who's arguably probably the best defensive player we had? Him, I guess you want to say Anthony Davis too.
Well, DC, we talked about that before. He was on his way out anyway. I mean, when they traded Anthony Davis,
he was. But I'm just saying, like,
trade then.
I understand, but why get a coach like Van Gundy if you know you're gonna get rid of what would have been a defensive staple? Why not go young all the way around the board, bro?
We said
taking suggestions from JJ Redick, a 36-year-old guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but we said that. We remember we had the show. We talked about the coaches.
We talked about it.
We talked about who they was looking at.
Just saying why right now though. It really is all playing out.
And we said you need that. You need to go. And listen, even to the degree they wasn't even doing a full coaching search. It was all modified. This wasn't organic at all. It was totally genetically modified. Their whole coaching search.
That whole search was very organic. It was sustainable.
And I got to give credit to Skip Skeletor Bayless because he said this. He says, how did Van Gundy become the number one candidate for the Pelicans job? And he was sitting on the broadcaster's bench and ain't touched basketball in several years, and then he's the top candidate for that job? How? You know why people don't do that? They don't bring guys back like that? Because when the game passes guys like that by. The game morphs and changes, and it's a great degree that the game could pass by. He was never really a great communicator from the get-go. And being away from them, and you got to
he make an excellent assistant, man, more than a head coach.
And the thing is, we talked about Will Weaver. Okay, if you don't want, based on the guys that they was giving us, because they was really looking at guys with really no experience, guys that the Pelicans were not going to hire. Come on, let's just keep it real. We said we talked about guys we like. We talked about David Fisdale. We talked about Nate McMillan. We talked about even Jason Kidd to a degree.
We gave Tyronn Lue some love.
Tyronn Lue, but when Doc Rivers left, they interviewed him, but they had no intentions.
We was trying hard to get Doc Rivers.
But how do you go from they didn't. They had a fragment of how much money they were willing to spend.
That's what it was. I thought he preferred Philly over us.
No, it was they was talking about money and they couldn't afford Doc Rivers. They could. How you going to afford Doc Rivers and you can't? How you can't afford Doc Rivers? You couldn't afford the dude that replaced Doc Rivers in Clipper country, Tyronn Lue. Doc Rivers wanted bread. You couldn't afford his assistant, so how you going to afford Doc Rivers?
That's how much better we would have been with Doc Rivers, though, man.
But that's because Doc Rivers is a guy that commands,
and we would have played defense.
He knows how to communicate to the players. It was not a good idea to get an old coach. We said that when we got rid of Heavenly Hill. There you go. When we got rid of him, we said, "Listen, you gonna go get this guy? What the purpose of that?" And I'm like, "Man, listen,
he's 3 years younger."
Anyway, all I can say in the end, family, we just got to watch out.
Damian, no, bro. I told you, I can't hear that man's name, bro. Stop saying Monty Williams, bro. This is just it's horrible, bro. That's the biggest mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes the Pelicans ever made was firing Monty Williams, dude. Just don't bring it up. I get sick every time I think about it, dude. Because how do you fire your coach that get you to the playoffs? They got you to the playoffs. They went against the Warriors, probably the best team of the last decade.
Fam, we're not learning.
And he get fired for losing against them? Come on, man.
I mean,
dude did everything right. He did everything right other than that. And kept playing with teams with people injured all the time, and all our teams came out and fought, man. Them guys ain't never quit on money. And sometimes we was playing with, we was pulling G League people off the streets to come suit up and start. And was going out there and still being competitive, and you fire that guy. Like what?
Well, that was Dale Demps did that. Demps did that
because the stupidest, but that set us back so far. We wouldn't even be talking about this shit right now.
Well, that's
we had Monty Williams,
that's the dysfunction that Dale Demps represented. I mean, he was a stupid general manager. Even David Stern, before he passed away, when asked about that situation, that Gage said he was a terrible general manager. He was terrible. The guy didn't know what he was doing. That's what David Stern said about Dale Demps when the NBA ran the Pelicans before they sold him to the Bensons.
That man had a lot of time left on his earth, and he made sure he wasted some of that time to talk about Dale Demps already.
Yeah, Dale Demps was pathetic. But I'm saying, Julio says, listen, past is past, Q. How is the past, bro? You living in the past right now. You ain't winning nothing. You still losing. How's the pass? I mean, it don't pass until you win.
We had the same record for like 3 years,
The,
Julio.
I'm serious, man. We still living. What do you mean? We still living in the past, Julio. We haven't won anything. You're not winning anything. Oh, we getting close, Q. We need 5 more wins. I'm like, man, listen, it's not going to change unless they make it change. And saying we're going to get this guy and that guy, it's up to Van Gundy. Van Gundy has to communicate in a way where the players get it and then they execute it. There's
Right.
3 processes to the learning. It's three processes in the learning the steps. It's 3 steps in the learning process. You know, it's this. Of course, you learn it, and whatever you learn, whatever you intake, then you retain and then you apply. Application is the last part of the learning process. The Pelicans are not getting. They're not applying what he's spewing out. So I mean, either they respecting them or they obviously, to me, after 60 games, you can't sit here and say the playoff, we injured. That's why we missed the playoffs. That's bullshit. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna sit here and fam, we had Zion back. We made the playoff. Zion Williams in many games willed the Pelicans to win him and BI simply because they were just balling and they went behind and scored more points than the opposition did. I mean, serious, but the Pelicans wasn't shooting anybody down defensively speaking. They had a few stops here or there, but uniformly they failed massively when it came down in games when they were up by double digits with your stars, and then you let people come back and beat you and take the game from you. How many dozens of times? Several times did you see that occur during the season? What I'm saying is
that occur a lot, bro. They never had any consistency and continuity, as we talked about earlier, because they kept switching all the lineups up, man. Guys, you got guys with personalities. I don't know if they fully mesh. When you look at them, like, we need a loud guy. You need somebody out there telling people where to be. We got a lot of quiet guys. You know what I'm saying? As far as the bench, when have we had a steady bench rotation? We're in the last game of the season, and they're still moving the damn bench rotation around. I mean, obviously some guys are out, so you're going to do that. But we've never had any type of stability this whole year, Q. Never. And on top of the COVID thing, I don't think it helped at all with all the other bullshit we had going on. We ain't had our fundamental basic stuff in order.
DC, listen,
which is all on us, man.
You know I got love for you. DC, you know I got love for you, bro. You know, I respect everything you're saying. But listen, bro, and I'm gonna just say I am Groot into my dog, Big Sean as well. You know, listen, fam. The Pelicans, man. I hear you with the development stuff. They're not listening to him. What part of that we not getting here? What part of that we not? They're not listening. You had 60 games to learn how to play defense consistently. You couldn't even do that. You mean to tell me this team was that stupid that they didn't know how to play defense? For 60 plus games, seriously.
Well, I mean, they did improve.
How much? How?
I told you we went from being the bottom tier defensive team in the league. We was at one point we was ranked 28. Q.
Oh.
We was ranked 28 since the All-Star break. We was ranked 6th, and I think we went up to like 15th or 16th in defense overall.
Okay, now tell me, how did that translate into wins to help you win?
It did not.
Okay, so that is not.
We learned to play 500 ball, which is still below our talent level.
DC, we did not learn how to play 500 ball.
Well, there was 500 since the All-Star break, man. I mean, with these handful of losses we got now, maybe they're a little bit below it after they pretty much threw the season away.
My brother,
they was playing 500 ball, bro.
Listen,
until this last couple of weeks of the season,
this is
playing 500 ball
because of COVID. You see, people
you can see it. They will win 2, lose 1, win 1, lose 2.
But people, and Julio says because of COVID. Listen, bro, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm not bro. I'm not about no excuses, bro. Listen to me on this now. People who win, they don't let nothing stop them from winning. They don't. As a team, they overcome injuries. They overcome everything. Now, you tell me that COVID BS for what all these other teams that's sitting in first place. Tell me how it impacted Utah. Utah got they heading into the playoffs with their heads held high. Tell me about these other successful teams out there that was dealing with the same stuff we dealing with. They was under the same environment, same times restraints, same limitations. Same players missing games due to this, that, third. Matter of fact, the Utah team, Gobert was he was the one that had it last year. That set it off for the rest of the team. They still came in with them and their stars fractured and still was able to be one of the top teams in the West. You got to miss me with the excuses that this team is suffering because of injuries from COVID, all this other stuff. That's nonsense when you can look across the Western Conference standards and see teams that are winning, that are in the playoffs now, who are dealing with the same stuff you're dealing with. You got to miss me on that. You can't say that this team has failed because of in large part because of non-communications between the coach and the players for them to get together and make it work. They had the talent. They had the veterans. They had the pieces in place. Tell me why they missing free throws. Did COVID have something to do with that?
Yeah.
When they was missing free throws? Did
Yeah.
COVID have something with playing with the people? They didn't have the time.
It was the testing
man.
policy that was waking them up in the middle of the night, Big Q. They couldn't get their proper rest.
Man, listen. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Listen, injuries, C-19, all that stuff, every damn team had to deal with. So if that's the case, then every team should be a losing ass team because they're going through the same stuff, right? So how you got teams that are winning right now when other teams and the Pelicans are sitting their ass out in the playoffs, eliminated by their own hands? It wasn't the injuries. It wasn't the C-19. It wasn't all these excuses. It's the fact that they were sorry asses and they didn't come with high basketball IQ. And Van Gundy did not do a good job in reaching those guys to explain what he's trying to do. Because most of them guys come from winning programs. That's why they were top picks. They were phenomenal prodigies in terms of intelligence and talent. We know about Lonzo. We know about B.I. We know about Zion. He had his own following when he came into the NBA. He was a world-renowned player for what he did. Dunking on people, spending all this kind of old stuff. But you mean to tell me all them guys sitting their ass out in the playoffs? And you got the Memphis flipping Grizzlies that's headed toward the play-in. They're not talented than the Pelicans, man. You know that. So, I mean, this is excuses,
Two
man.
years in a row, player.
Come on, this is excuses, man. We ain't no. It's not about excuses no more. Stop making excuses for a team that's sorry ass. That's a sorry ass team. This is a sorry ass team because they don't play with no intelligence consistently. They don't play with no guts consistently. And you got this goddamn coach sitting up on here slobbering all over the goddamn mic, talking about, well, listen, tonight, I'm not going to run the players down. They played, we were just awful. I'm tired of him coming up there. We were awful. 60 games of awfulness. And you fall out of the playoffs because you lose. You lost the games. Remember when they had the Portland Trail Blazers in back-to-back away games, and they had them in both games, the first game, and let them off the hook? We had them beat both times. It wasn't injuries. It wasn't C-19. I mean, come on, man. How are we supposed to win any goddamn thing if we kind of make excuses for them? We're not going to get nowhere like that. Stop making excuses for these people. They had the same time restraints as everybody else that was out there. If the Lakers can win games, the Clippers can win games, the Memphis Grizzlies can win games, they dealing with C-19 and all the stuff that we dealing with as well. And when you a coach, you anticipate those type of things. Stan Van Gundy brung his ass up in the league after being on a hiatus from the NBA, knew what he was dealing with because he was told about it when he came up in here. So it's not like, oh, well, you don't have the time. Bullshit. I'm telling you, it's excuses. You're not going to get nowhere making excuses for these goddamn people. They need to step up, get some heart and some brains, and play with some guts. That's when it comes down to it. And by all means, please get rid of the general manager if he's not doing anything. Stop having the VP speak for you. It makes you look weak. That's why I clowns your ass, because when people want to know about things dealing with the Pelicans, they're supposed to go to the general manager. Where's the general manager? He's not to be found. Let's go talk to Griffin. Well, hold on. Isn't Langdon your general manager? Yes, but he's a weak ass because he hides all the time as opposed to people. The media don't even ask him no questions. That makes you look weak. You shouldn't be having that job if you can't address the Pelican Nation face to face and tell them what the hell you doing and why this team failing like this and why y'all go pick this man and they're not even listening to him. Then they're going to spin it like, oh, well, injuries. Watch when it comes. I'm going to slam the piss out of it because it's all about excuse letting. You will not be successful in this world. You will not be a success in anything you do if you make excuses. Regardless or not, if this failed or that failed, you got to overcome. That's how you become a success at anything, regardless of what you fake. Most of the times, it's not going to be ideal. You have to get over this stuff. You have to have a mindset of success, and things are going to come to try to trip you up, and you got to beat it regardless of what the hell it is. That's how we win. That's how you become a winner. You've seen these guys are some of the most talented guys in the NBA, and they still miss the playoffs. It ain't got a damn thing to do with talent. It's about intelligence and several other things, intangibles that we are severely lacking. That's why we missing the playoffs. We got a coach that can't communicate and a general manager that's invisible. That is totally dysfunctional. DC, go ahead on and say what you got to say so we can get on to this Los Angeles shit, man.
Look, y'all need to go ahead and pass the collection plate around, and we can do the acknowledging and benediction. Go ahead and get out of here, because I ain't got nothing to say after following that damn sermon, bro. I mean, you touching a lot of valid points, man. You are, but at the end of the day, this ain't nothing we ain't already knew. We knew this was coming after they set everybody down. Didn't really expect them to win this game. Obviously, you don't never want to see your team lose, but shit, at this point, what more hope do you have than a higher draft pick? We're eliminated from the play-in. I want to see our young guys get some burn, see what they could do. We could have did a lot worse than Van Gundy. Van Gundy is obviously an issue, but that ain't the only issue, man. We got issues all over the place. We were
This guy said GMs don't do press conferences.
He not lying, Big Q. They don't do a bunch of press conferences.
So you mean to tell me that you're gonna sit up here and the general manager, the vice president of operations, no more press conferences?
No, they don't. It's just usually the head coach. Honestly, the head coach do a lot more talking than a lot of other people. But you do see GMs.
Hold on.
Wait.
Griffin
jumps in front of the damn head coach. He talk more than our head coach.
Griffin
teams, head coach.
I won't say he talked more than the head coach.
Well, I mean, other than Stan Van Gundy having his press conference where he got to speak after the game every night.
Dude, listen. We see David Griffin all the time talking about stuff. He just had a goddamn press conference. We seen
wouldn't you normally see a coach say something like that? Would he say in that press conference?
No, you're not gonna see a coach say that because this guy too busy talking about why the fact that they losing. Well, we lost because of this, and I don't know why we losing. Oh, such and such. Griffin is sitting up here. This is really your general manager, is what I'm saying, bro. What I'm saying here. And then forget the fact that about the press conference. Yeah, I'm fucking ranting. What you think I'm doing? What you think I'm talking about up here, bro? For real. I mean, of course, Griffin. If you know about Griffin, Griffin is always in front of the fucking mic. He always talking in front of his mic. He just got fined 50 G's for talking about what happened with Zion. I mean, and then Van Gundy did address it, but listen to me. It's not about the vice president. He ain't supposed to be doing that shit. It's the general manager is the one that controls and runs the team. That's how it goes. That was the design to do from the get-go. Prior to the general manager position, there was no VP of basketball operation. They just made that shit up. They gave the title because it was supposed to be Joe Dumars, but they didn't want to pay Joe Dumars the money to be the vice president of basketball operations for then. It wasn't with the Pelicans or it was the Hornets at the time. They didn't want to pay him the money. So they created the VP position, gave it to Dale Demps. He had 2 titles and he was still shitty at both of them. They ran him out of the door. Get this guy, made him the VP, hired the general manager. The general manager's job is to build the team. And if issues occur, he's supposed to address the press, especially the people that's asking him questions. As Griffin steps in front, that's supposed to be Langdon. And they're saying that because if your team is losing, of course you won't talk to the general manager. He the one put the shit together. Come on, man. Damn, it's not fucking rocket science. You're losing because it's dysfunctional. It's all dysfunctional. You have an invisible general manager who does not address you. You're losing and he does not address you. He doesn't put articles in the paper. He does not have press conferences. It's his boss addressing you. It makes him look weak, like he can't speak for himself. You don't need to have that position as a general manager A leader of people, general managing, is in the title. If you can't come out and address the failures of the team, ain't no need for me to talk to you when you're successful, bro. What the hell? But if you're failing, you need to be seen so I can find out why you're failing. Why'd you pick this coach? Why is this team underachieving? Why is this is going on, that going on? It's a bad look. It's dysfunction. We talked about that. No other system is set up that way where you have an invisible general manager who does not address you at all, whether it's in the paper, a press conference, or any other way. He does not address you.
He do a little random podcast, Big Q. I told
Oh my goodness, good grief, man. Come on, people. Come on, man. Stay on focus here, man. Stay on focus. The focus is we are dysfunctional. We losing because it starts from the top down. It's coach. They're not listening to the coach. Okay? These guys that are playing, these are talented players. They're prodigies. Zion is awesome. B.I. is awesome. Lonzo is awesome. KLJ is awesome. These guys are special talents, but they're not listening to the coach who was picked by the man, but actually was picked by the VP of basketball operations, to be honest with you. I don't think, because Landon wanted Will Weaver. See, we know about this shit. It was Will Weaver who he wanted, and he couldn't get him. Will Weaver ended up in Houston. So he ended up with this old ass bastard, and he can't even communicate with the players who we kept saying, listen, you need a young coach to communicate with younger players or respect the coach that done some stuff.
Now, I understand we be slapping Landon. You slap Landon around and we tease him every night, but you got to remember, Q, Landon was trying to go to Sacramento before the season started. Why? Why the man trying to go to Sacramento, bro? It's obvious whatever structure or hierarchy they obviously got his hands tied. Now, I know we talk about him not saying stuff, and it does make him look weak that he doesn't speak, because like I said, GMs don't do a lot of talking. But when things go horribly wrong or horribly well, you do see some interviews from GMs. You see Pelinka for the Lakers talk. You see Daryl Morey talk every once in a while. You don't see him talking all the time. I think David Griffin talk a little too goddamn much, in my opinion. Like anytime anything happened of significance, he's always jumping in front of the camera. I don't know no GMs that be at the game and when you usually asking coaches stuff, they be asking David Griffin stuff like he a coach. Show me that. Like, you don't really see that, man. Dude obviously loves the camera. And I don't think, jokes aside, that we make about Trajan Langdon being a damn mime, but I don't think it's that he's afraid to speak. I think that the position that David Griffin has is higher than Langdon, and he chooses to do that the way he's doing it, man. They obviously got some type of joint GM position, which, in all honesty, like you said, is dysfunction, very dysfunctional, because you got two different sets of ideas floating around, but one person got the ultimatum or the ultimate power to pull and do whatever the hell they want at the end of the day. Because we was hearing all this smoke about Will Weaver. Will Weaver was training Didi Louzada. Will Weaver came from the Nets and all that with Trajan Langdon. It was very obvious. And I actually thought, after doing some research on Will Weaver, I'd have been happy with that. Even if we would have had issues this year or whatever, I'd have been happy with that, because I would have thought it would have been a smart signing to try to find a young, innovative mind to pair up with young, creative, extremely talented players. It makes sense. Instead of trying to get a old guy to pair up with him and get him to play some type of ball they've been playing 10, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Everything's different now. It's a different game. Players play a different way. Right. And a lot of the philosophies that I think Van Gundy tries to throw at these guys, not realizing that, yeah, they 23 and 22, but man, these guys been around, Q. They've been playing ball since they was babies. Some of this stuff,
hold on, DC.
They don't do that no more.
Hold on. Let me tell Dante stupid ass something right quick. He said, Big Q, the 29 other teams, if you don't like it, move on to WA, probably your speed anyway. Well, let me tell you something, dumbass Dante. Let me tell you something. I'm a New Orleans man, true and true. I don't know where you from. I'm a New Orleans man, true and true. I'm upset because I'm a true follower of the team, like many of the flock members here. I don't know what your corny ass, where your corny smell ass come from, but we Pelican people here, dude. We keeping it real. Now you probably a smelly ass Nick fan or some dumb jacket. I don't know. Somebody block this guy, man. I'm not gonna even play with y'all tonight because I probably would pound the shit out of your goof ass. But listen, the reality in this situation, in this flock, we got intelligent people here, dude. Get your dumb ass out of here. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Get your stupid ass out of here. And what we dealing with here, man, to keep it real, we talking about why this team failing, man. Why the team's failing. Why we got Zion, we got all this money spread around, and why is dysfunctional? This is the type of stuff you're not gonna get in the press. They're not gonna cover this stuff like this. They're not gonna ask these type of questions. They're not gonna talk about invisible general managers. They're not gonna cover that. You know, we keep it real. We hit them with the real questions. We have a full discussion. We the ones that cover all of this. You know, so I ain't got time to be talking to some stupid ass, backward ass motherfuckers out here that don't know what they're talking about. Go run and follow the Knicks and go do all that other stuff you're gonna do. At the end of the day, though, Pelican faithful have to understand that it's start from the top down. David Griffin is the dude that put all this together. Trajan Langdon obviously is he's invisible. He's a guy that they say, well, you the general manager. He's not really the general manager.
Assistant general manager.
Yeah, he's a lesser term because Griffin, if he was the general manager and Griffin was making the moves, then what would occur is that you will hear, you will see Trajan Langdon sometime talk. But even when you had the press conference, we covered the press conference. All that stuff, we cover all of that here. And the one time he was on a press conference with Van Gundy, Griffin, and several other people, and the media asked him a handful of questions. Few questions and went right over him to Griffin.
And David Griffin is like the puff daddy of general managers.
Yeah,
vice presidents.
So I'm saying, I'm at the end of the day, I'm like, listen, man, that's not cool. That's not right. That's not what it's supposed to be. You know, and who talks like that? Who noticed? And like to the point where I'm clowning the man DC with mom jokes and shit. Like, you know, lifting the window, look in the window. He can't talk. He lifting the window. Remember that? Because I'm clowning him because he don't say nothing. Your team losing, partner. Address the family members out here. Address the faithful and let them know, hey, man, give them some real information. Don't come to me with optimistic nonsense. I'm going to say, listen, we want answers to the questions. You got Zion Williams. This is supposed to be a playoff team. Now, all of a sudden, we a lottery team? What? No. You have to win now. We can't do all this. That's why we made the switch from Elvin Gentry, DC. Wasn't he the reason? He was
a major reason, bro. You know, but Big Q, I just want to let you know that we're not building for the present. We're building for the sustainable future.
Man, listen, bro.
You have to trust the process and not bow down. We will not be punked next year.
It just baffles me though, DC. Seriously, bro. You know, and I don't expect everybody to do it. I'm a very tolerant guy, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, what I'm proposing or what I'm putting out to the family members is not something that's like alien or foreign. It's like, okay, it's attacking the problem from the top. People like Q, why are we losing? What's the problem with this team? And I'm saying, family, look at this. Look at Griffin, who put the team together. He hires Langdon, who can't say nothing. He doesn't say nothing. He doesn't address. He doesn't put out statements. And listen, people say, well, he ain't going to talk. Q, he ain't going to talk. What you mean he ain't going to talk? He got to talk because his team failing. If nobody sets out the year with Zion, BI, and pay all that money to end up in the lottery again, man. When the season started, it was all about the playoffs, and all of a sudden they're going to spin it like it's about the – and see, people, man, I'm not going to play with you on that. I'm going to remind them of what they said, and they're going to live. We're going to live by what they said originally. We're not going to let you change that narrative. Why did you fail? And they will not address that. Van Gundy don't know what he's doing. The players are not responding to him. They're not even playing defense. He can't even get them to hit free throws. That's at 60 games, DC. You can't get your team to hit better than 70% free throws from the line?
Apparently not, man. I mean, it's been 60 games, you know what I'm saying? They can't do it. But practice makes perfect with that. We got to see what they're going to do with more practice time because obviously they haven't been getting it. That also means more developmental time. It's very bleak. Things we upset, you know what I'm saying? we done basically threw away a chance, a very easily reachable chance at the play-in. It was a failure towards the end of the season. But overall, we still got a lot to look forward to. And I understand what you're saying, brother. They're gonna try to sell us that hype job, and we lost this for the injuries, and Zion is just mind numbing. You're gonna hear David Griffin with his little crazy ass terms come out and talk and get everybody hyped. But the truth of the matter is, Q, when we talked in the beginning of the season, bro, I told you, like, last year they kept Alvin Gentry to save face because they wasn't sure what was going to happen, right? This year, David Griffin followed a similar template of talking with a forked tongue. The whole thing this year that he kept programming you with and banging you over the head with, which I just did a little while ago in joke form. We are building for a sustainable future. Hear those words clearly and dissect what that means. That's a clear out for at the end of the season if this shit don't work. Okay, well, we didn't get them this year. This wasn't our major aim. We're building for a sustainable future. So there's more moves down the pipe that we will make. And I can be honest, I do think we're going to make a major trade. Like, that's who David Griffin is. He's aggressive. I would love to see who Trajan Langdon is, but everything that the team has been doing, to
It's all
me,
Griffin.
just following Cleveland and everybody watched LeBron. And if you was into it deep enough to watch what Cleveland would do far as their moves, they were very aggressive with putting people around LeBron, going out and making trades and finding the pieces to put with LeBron. And I think we're gonna do the same thing here. Like, the only difference, we ain't got Gilbert to say some racist shit to Zion to run him out of town. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna get with Zion, they gonna get with Brandon Ingram, bro, and they gonna keep talking. I see us bringing back Lonzo Ball, but if we bring back Lonzo Ball at 20 plus million a year, I don't know how realistic it is for us to keep Josh Hart. I'm just being honest. That may be what the whole signing Najee Marshall thing is about, and bringing Didi Lozato on board. Maybe, they kind of bracing us for not having Josh Hart back. He is a guard. I understand he plays the guard position, even though he can play the 3 and the damn 4. You know what I'm saying? So we going to see, bro, but trades are coming. There will be more moves to be made. And they're going to be aggressive, because the whole standpoint, if we going to believe what Griffin was saying, because on one side of his mouth, he's going to say, that this team they're very talented and they can be a this and that. And, they hype us up and have our expectations of being a playoff team. But out the other side of his mouth, he tells us, we're building for the sustainable future. You see, we got 12, 13 draft picks and all of this shit, knowing that we can't draft all them damn people anyway. But whatever superstar comes on the market, we are in direct competition with OKC and New York for them, because they both got a bunch of draft picks too. So if we can't get some type of superstar or something, we going after more veterans, just like you said. But there'll be higher quality veterans than, I guess, a James Johnson, because you probably gonna give up a first, second round pick for those guys. And what we give up for him? JJ Redick and Nickeil O'Malley? Like, did we even give up a pick? I don't even think so.
Well, no, you got to pick.
We got to pick. Right. So, there's still a lot they can do. So far, it looks like the plan isn't working out. But just the same way that our question sometimes, why did we draft NAW and Jackson Hayes if we didn't feel they were ready to start, and yada yada. And as they're going on, those picks are looking more and more like a success every day. I'm not saying we need to give them time. I'm not saying we shouldn't be talking shit about them right now. I'm just saying more stuff is happening. I don't know if David Griffin has a clear plan, which I don't think he does based on everything I've seen, but he will do something else. I think the only clear plan he has is we're going to stockpile assets, and when a really good player that I know can push us into contention level becomes available, we're going to swing for the fences to go get him. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming. After this year, you've seen what the Brooklyn Nets have done, you know what I'm saying, far as They in my opinion, I think if they stay healthy, I think Brooklyn Nets are gonna win the championship. And they threw all that together on trades. You know what I'm saying? And basically they ain't even had to give much. People come out saying they wanted to go play that. So you might get another superstar that might decide for whatever reason they want to come here or put us in the conversation of a possible team. But that's kind of hard to believe as long as we got the Van Gundy. Because if you listen to all the players, most players they're not really big on Van Gundy. They understand he's a good coach, but far as with young guys, they all say he's not a good coach to have with young guys.
I
You
think
gotta kind of already know what you're doing and know some stuff to work out with him.
It's about fit, bro. I mean, Van Gundy is a good basketball mind, but they're not listening to him. He might know basketball, but he can't communicate it in an effective manner where it's helping the team win basketball consistently. Shouldn't be this difficult to teach first round draft pick talent like B.I., Lonzo, and the rest of these guys to play defense consistently over a span of 60 games. I mean, these guys are really good at what they do. You've seen games when they lit it up. So it's like it's at the top. The reason why the Pelicans are considered a joke to a great degree is because the vision is a part of it. Hiring Griffin and then him setting up a situation where you have people in place that are credible. I like Swim Cash. I think she's awesome. I like Teresa Witherspoon. These are talented people, and I don't know if they're being drowned out by Griffin, and his backwards nation, because he does have a forked tongue. He does try to speak that politician speak that I despise. You don't talk to me like a politician when you're a basketball man. Only thing that matters to me is wins and losses. That's the bottom line. Don't miss me with the prospect crap about, next year's going to be our year. No, and like Trell said about Memphis, is Memphis building for a sustainable future? They're in the playoffs. They were in the play-in last year. They failed, but this time around they're where we supposed to be, is what I'm saying to the Flock. I'm saying, Flock, listen to me on that. We consistent. We haven't been in the playoffs since 2017, and we had 1 year of that. You have Zion Williamson falls in your lap. And you have this guy, you have Griffin. It really, and listen, I'm trying to get the family members to get where I'm coming from, because I'm saying Griffin shouldn't be making these moves. This should be Langdon, and I'm telling you, knowing Griffin where he comes from and trains in Langdon, it's two different visions here. Langdon would never have hired Stan Van Gundy as his coach. He never would have. We knew he was partial to Will Weaver. He was pushing Will Weaver. He won that G League championship with Will Weaver. He's seeing him as an up-and-coming coach who's a really good communicator. He's bilingual. He wins everywhere he goes. He knows how to communicate to the younger people to get them on board. Van Gundy does it. He was sitting on the bench for years as a broadcaster talking about the game. He jumps in ahead of everybody else. That's David Griffin. And I'm saying the issue is Griffin, if Griffin's going to be the VP, he be the VP. But get the hell out of the way. Look at the general manager. Like we look at football. Mickey Loomis will come out and address and say things. You don't hear about the VP. We don't need to hear from the VP. That's the money guy. That's the money dude. We don't need to hear about the general manager heads the team. But you have a general manager, but you don't have a general manager because he never says nothing. So we don't know where his vision is. So we automatically, even ESPN does it. They go and ask everything to Griffin. Well, when they were beating the hell out of Zion, DC, when they were beating Zion's ass out there and getting them fouls, where was Langdon? Did he say anything?
He was in a tunnel, dapping Zion off in his hand that wasn't injured.
I hear you saying with the dap and everything, but I'm asking, did he say anything about Zion not getting the fouls or BI getting beat up on?
You gotta go listen to the podcast that you so happen to Google and go find that don't
no.
come across your
I'm not talking about some
60-inch
podcast
TV.
that only 3 people listening to. I'm talking about that he come out and address it with Griffin. That was an opportunity to step ahead of Griffin and say what he needed to say. See, I'm against the logic that
Not
Griffin needs.
Q.
Hold on, DC. I'm against the logic of Griffin needing to protect Trajan Langdon. Trajan Langdon, a grown ass man.
I don't think it's Griffin protecting Trajan Langdon. I think Trajan Langdon is smart enough to know if he walk out there with Griffin, he ain't gonna get a chance to say shit because Griffin ain't gonna let him. Griffin steals the show, dude. He takes the mic. He gonna say what he gotta say. He ain't give it back. I told you he the puff daddy of GMs. You ain't getting no damn shine around David Griffin. He want all the spotlight. That's how it go, man. And we've noticed that soon as we sign, dude. Like you know how he coming. You know how Griffin coming, bro. So if Trajan Langdon was there to speak up, man, they gonna give Trajan Langdon a 90-second slot, and then Griffin, all right, cue the commercial. Peter went to commercial on the man while he still trying to explain. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't think the dude is I don't think he's stupid. I think he know what's up. He came into a situation. It looked like an amazing opportunity to be a GM with us. And then David Griffin came in. He started seeing how the moves went and who was closer to Miss Benson and who had more juice. And he kind of understanding where he fitting in. Now, at some point, is David Griffin going to move on? Or is Trajan Langdon going to move on? Because if we want to see that, it's going to take for one of them to leave, in my opinion. I don't think.
I'm just raising the question because it's something terribly wrong, fam. That's all I'm saying. There was no way we should have been in a situation where we had the schedule lined up where the teams that we needed to beat was in front of us. This was before all of the real big injuries started to occur. We had the teams lined up when the 15 something odd games there. We just needed to beat those teams. We had BI, we had Zion, and we were still losing to teams that we should have beat. Teams that were out of the playoffs and teams that were not as talented might have been playing better as a team that was ahead of us, but we were losing to these teams. And then I'm not going to get tunnel vision and say, well, we failed on the back end. We failed prior to that because we still couldn't get. And then it's like the urgency. I kept speaking about a sense of urgency. Like, okay, the season coming to an end. We got to get this right. That never came. It never came. Not in terms of it as a team mindset. Maybe one or two guys got it, but DC, not as a team. We never got the urgency. They were dead. They were dead. They were a dead team. They were DC. They were comfortable and cool with losing. You hear what I said?
Do you feel this is the team's way of trying to rid themselves of the Van Gundy?
No, I don't know if it's that. I just think they were dead. They were like,
why you feel like they were dead though? I mean,
because,
I
what you mean?
I agree.
See how they played?
Yeah, no. I'm not disagreeing with your analysis of them being dead. I'm just saying, why do you think that they were that way?
I'm saying because listen, he's not 60 games. He's not communicating in a way where they either respecting it or he's doing something that's upsetting them as a team.
Irritates them. Like I think they understand.
He's turning them off.
Right.
He's turning them off.
He irritates them with the way he talks.
Right.
And it's like no connection in what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? It's
They
almost
were
like
dead.
he's turning basketball into a job. Like it's not fun.
It's not. There you go. That's perfect. That's well said. It's all about business. It's all about you got to do this, you got to do that. And it's very little input from the team. He's only letting Zion or BI said it. That's wrong. You got to, if you want to win as a team, you got to include all of those guys in there. And then, of course, how he dials out the minutes, it was a mistake. It was a mistake from the get-go. He's not a good adjusting coach. Like, even when guys play well, he sits them down. And I mean, it's just a lot of madness, but I just didn't like the fact that how we didn't respond when it became the heated moments. We were supposed to step up in a certain sense of urgency toward the back end, and we didn't do that. We just sailed off the cliff happily. And I'm like,
I think this was also a part of the plan that was built in too. What I talked about with the lottery stuff, man. We talked about this before the season, man. We had that Lakers pick. You know what I'm saying? We know after watching them win the championship, okay, that didn't crumble on us, or that pick probably ain't gonna be what we originally thought when we did the trade this year or the pick swap. So I think some of it at a certain point when it started looking like it would be iffy if we do anything in the playoffs. However you want to look at it with Griffin or the players, or maybe somebody put a bug in somebody to intentionally sabotage some things, man. I mean, you seen that we got IT and was like, oh, we making a playoff push. We gonna make a playoff push. And I thought IT had an amazing game. The first game he played, you know what I'm saying? And he had played in a few other games. He didn't do a lot. But I thought he was worth, keeping on over James Nunnally. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't sign him. We got guys that we know that they listed as injured. But if it would have been a playoff game, they probably would have played. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we throw in a towel at a certain point, and you gotta wonder, because I'm not against this, and I told you with Griffin, bro. Griffin, to me, when we got him, I told you he's a little snakish to me, Q. He seems like the dude that has the forethought and the type of slipperiness to make something appear the way it isn't. Like we've been sold the bill of goods. We talking about why they ain't going to the playoffs, and the whole time it was his intention to kind of look competitive and kind of like not win so we could get a certain playoff pick, maybe not to even use, but to trade with. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But the original plan, if there was a plan, it will definitely come out, because a lot of stuff we seeing, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's very peculiar. We not happy about it. A lot of simple ABC things that we know can be changed haven't been. Like there was no excuse for NAW to be sitting all that goddamn time he said this year, as well as Jackson Hayes, and we see what them dudes doing. There's no excuse ever. You know what I'm saying? Eric Bledsoe should have been pushed to less minutes, like the role they had him in. Well, okay, you won't start him. He played heavy minutes in the first half and light minutes in the second half. And you play them guys, even though I ain't crazy about that, and we had to settle for it. But it's so many things we seen that didn't make sense. We talked about Stan Van Gundy a lot tonight, and I saw somebody in the chat talking about we blaming the coach. Well, the other night we was all on top of players' heads, so it's evenly distributed around here. We give it to everybody, and we was on David Griffin ass too. So
yeah, brother James was just saying, I don't know if he was aiming at that, and I think he was just probably. I think that's a comment.
He ain't mean nothing about it. Like, wasn't nothing like that. But
right,
it's a combination of things. But to me, if you can't get leadership right, if your leadership is messed up, then I mean everything else is doomed. If you that's the first thing that you got to take care of, man.
DC said that one more time. That was,
if you can't get leadership right, then everything else is doomed. You've already failed. I don't care if you got Michael Jordan.
Yep.
People fail to realize that they had Michael Jordan, and we always clown Jerry Krause. You go watch that Jordan documentary. I'm forgetting the name of it. You got to get a dude, Jerry Krause. He drafted and placed all them players there for Michael Jordan to win with. Yeah, Michael Jordan, people would say he didn't have a super team, but let's not act like Scottie Pippen ain't a Hall of Famer and one of the 50 greatest players ever. Let's not act like he wasn't a LeBron James type player before LeBron James. Scottie Pippen was damn good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even with a Michael Jordan or a phenomenal talent like that, who's looked at as the best basketball player ever, they got leadership right first. So Big Q went off, he ran, he doing his thing, but I mean, you're absolutely right. I'm not so fiery. I know y'all was saying y'all want me to be. I saw the QSPN comment. That was dope. I thought that was tight. But I get fiery when I feel the need to get fiery. Big Q got all the fire for me when I feel the need to get fiery. You know what I'm saying?
They don't preach that on the island, brother.
Well, they preach it in America, and I'm in America. How about that?
Isn't Jamaica a province of America? Didn't that a deal with?
You tell me, bro. You seem to know a hell of a lot more about Jamaica than I do. I'm supposed to be from there.
I'm just kidding with you.
You teach me some new shit about Jamaica every day.
just kidding with you, bro. But yeah,
But
I agree. I agree with you with your commentary about the leadership. That's what I was aiming at. I was like, it's got to be. And some of the family members astutely mentioned Gail Benson. You're right, because I didn't throw Gail in there either. I need to put her in there because she's at the top of that. Even though Gail don't know nothing about that, all that was inherited. She need to learn quick.
that's
on
part of the
job.
problem.
Right. She needs to learn quick.
This
because,
ain't the Saints, bro.
right.
We wasn't winning when she was handed this. You know what I'm saying? And then she got to be on their ass, or they gonna sit around collecting checks.
Yeah, we have to. It's a part of it, man. We got to get it right, and it starts from the top down. You're absolutely right. That's why I was.
Damn, Willie. But I don't think they could take a slap from Zion. Zion a lot stronger than Jordan, bro. He'd probably be injuring people and shit. Zion running around slapping you.
Yeah, Kevin says hire Willie for general manager. Willie
go be in there to practice. Y'all is garbage.
But
y'all is garbage.
James is right, though. I mean, and we've talked about that. We definitely did that. Brother James, if you hadn't watched some of the previous shows, go back and listen to us. We let them have it, players and all. I mean, this is a dysfunctional situation here, man. You can't tell. Most people know that the Pelicans were talented enough to make it should have made it to the playoffs. We didn't do it simply because we weren't motivated enough. We weren't intelligent enough, and most certainly we wasn't have nothing to do with talent. We had all the talent we needed to get there, and we had control of what games we needed to win to get it. We just simply and then of course the mindset, like I was saying toward the back end, the overall it was no sense of urgency to push forward into the playoffs and turn it up to the degree where you've seen some of the stars take it. And like I said, I think it's these communication issues that, and we talked about this before, DC, but I think we might be underselling it a bit. These communication issues Van Gundy has with the rest of the team. I mean, this is terrible, man, because I didn't see any real sense of urgency pushing on the last 15 games of the season, knowing that we in the diamond stretch. We need to make the playoffs. They just basically sailed right off the edge right into the water, to the jagged rocks. And they cool with that. And it's like that whole Eric Bledsoe mentality, like whatever I tried, whatever, 11 points is best I can do, whatever. And I despise that, man. I really do. Because like I said, I'm disappointed because I know that this team, Memphis and all these other teams, the Pelicans are better than them, in my opinion. We have more talent than them. But like I said, it's not all about the talent. It's a lot of other stuff. And Van Gundy could not communicate effectively, consistently, and persistently what he was doing, what he was attempting to do for over 60 games. Family, it wasn't like he was trying to teach him anything incredibly difficult. He was saying, defense, you be here, you be there. They would not respond consistently through the games. It's just amazing. And most of the guys that he's talking about, they're pretty decent, pretty good defensive players when they got their mind right. He could not inspire them to even win consistently. We'll put the best we can do is 4 games at a time, and then we'll bottom out with 3 games straight. Remember that? You win 4 and then you lose 2. You win 1, you lose 2. You win 3 and then lose 2. You lose 3, lose 4, then win 2. Well, it's just, that's very concerning to me. And I don't think that he fixes that next year insofar as he finds the jewel of how to communicate to them effectively, especially if they turn the team into something else. Then you will have another mash of players coming in where they'll have to learn. Eric Bledsoe obviously going to be gone. I don't know what they do with Lonzo Ball. Hopefully they keep him and play him in the right position. I think they should have played him at the point guard position. NAW should have got some more minutes. We would have been ready for next year because you'd have gave them all that challenge into next year. But I mean, we'll see how it all shakes, fam. But all I can say is, as a frustrated flock member, just like the rest of the family, I'm out here. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I'm upset because this team is a playoff squad and they let us down, man. That's why I'm upset. And then you got this idiot got up in here talking about NBA, WNBA, all this kind of stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with that, bro.
It's the WNBA. What are you talking about?
I don't know, some stupidness. But all I'm saying at the end of the day is, I know what this team is capable of. And it was frustrating watching Stan Van Gundy run him into the ground, and the players basically let him run him into the ground. They didn't. It was just frustrating. And I'm saying I don't know if they can change it in the offseason into something successful. They had no sense of urgency. What are they going to do that to improve the communication issue? They're going to go to communication school together? I mean, what changes that dynamic? The answer for that question, DC, I don't even think that Griffin or Trange and Langdon or whoever can fix that unless they decide to go in a different direction in coaching. You've got to have a communicator.
You don't think it could be I think it could be remedied with assistance. Like if we
tried that, they're not listening.
No. Listen.
You talking about Fred Vincent and Teresa and Corey Brewer and all of them?
Yeah, but I mean, he might have to let go of another one of his guys, man. We might have to bring a guy in that we grooming to be a coach, if my theory ain't right on Vincent. We need to bring in a guy like, look, Van Gundy, you're gonna be here for you got 3 more years. After them 3 more years, we might not be trying to sign another contract. I don't even know if he's gonna want to play. The man be shaking and shit. Might be coming down with Parkinson's or something. Real talk. So we need to have him. Van Gundy is an intelligent coach. As much shit as we talk about him, I will never question that dude's basketball knowledge. I actually see him stand up for a lot of issues that other coaches don't. So outside of basketball, he seems to be a cool dude. But everything I hear about him for his coaching and the communication shit is a problem. So we need to have a guy that we know is a good communicator that he could kind of be training to be a coach. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that maybe take over in-house when he walks away, if he can make it that long. They should have like a backup plan that they're already thinking about and force an assistant in there that the front office wants. Okay, you got your guys here, but we got to get rid of one of them because we want somebody in here. We ain't getting rid of Vincent or Teresa. So you pick. But that I think that could possibly be the answer. They need Van Gundy would be good with putting everything together, and maybe if you can find a coach that can communicate with the players and be more hands-on with them and kind of go about implementing his system and explaining it in a different way, or maybe not irritating people so much, because I think he bothers them with the way he speaks. Maybe they don't respect it. Maybe it come off as corny or phony or something to them. Ain't no telling, what's going on with all of that. But they probably do their best to try to be respectful. But, when you don't really respect a guy or really value the personality or the way he goes about stuff, I mean, it's going to come out, bro. And they're not going to go as hard. When you get tired, they ain't going to go to that next gear. So we obviously, either way, we got to find a backup plan for Van Gundy. As if it won't work out. We don't think it's going to work. Best case scenario, I see us making it to the playoffs, possibly even getting far as the Western Conference if everything goes perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see us being able to win the championship with Van Gundy because he's too slow to make adjustments and changes. By the time when he makes the adjustment and the change, that we was talking about real time, it's like 3 games later, maybe 10 games later. In the case of going deeper into your bench, I mean, it took like 45 games
Good
for them to
grief.
figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? So
we're yelling at the whole time, like, man, dig into your bench, please. Then when they did
we
it,
were
he
saying
started
that for like 40 something games, Q,
man.
before he started doing it.
So
Guys got hurt and he kind of went to it a little bit out of necessity. And then when they came back, he went back to the same shit. And then 40 something games in, he finally realized, oh, I got more than Josh Hart on my bench. 40 something games in. But we need to find a guy and put him there as a backup plan or as an assistant to him to help kind of implement what he does. Now, I see some of the other assistants they got, they look like older guys. The guys Stan got. He ain't got a lot of youth around him with the guys he brought with him, Bob Byer and what's the other brother name?
Bro.
Not Brewer. He got Brewer and Teaspoon and Vincent.
The guy,
Vincent was already here. I think
uh,
Teaspoon is a
Teresa
swing cash.
Witherspoon came in.
That's a swing cash hire all day.
What's the other guy name? He was on the team last year, but they brought him over from
Fred Vincent.
No, I'm thinking about. That's who you talking about? I thought you was talking about another guy.
No, I'm talking about the old. You got older guys
Yeah.
that came with Van Gundy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Myers. I think Myers.
I'm pretty sure they're probably good. Good assistants. They've been around the league for a while, and we did see Zion improve dramatically in several areas, and I'm sure they help with that.
Yeah, the fan remember saying that though, and I agree. You did see improvement from Zion Williamson, no doubt about it. That was eye-catching improvement. So with BI as well. Lonzo had a lot of
huge improvement from BI. I saw more of the same with BI. BI kind of stayed. I think
he showed some improvement.
He kind of stayed pretty much the same.
It wasn't the same
pretty
progression.
Damn good still though.
Right, it wasn't no great
progression. He got a little bit better. His percentage got a little bit better. Shoot.
But like I'm saying though, you've seen progression in Zion's game. You've seen progression somewhat of. You've seen him in BI's game. You've seen him definitely in Lonzo and several other Pelican players. It's just not as a team. I mean, it's like playing as a team and effectively playing as a team consistently to the point where you have more wins than losses, where you set yourself on the right air to make some stuff happen.
Damn, Willie trying to kick Teaspoon out, man. Damn, Willie, what Teaspoon did, bro? He said everybody gotta go even Teaspoon.
I don't know what
them dudes that said too much, man. What Teaspoon and helped them, man, for us to get rid of them. The players speak up for her all the time, dude.
KK 504 and 404.
Lady.
All right. Says Atlanta's in the playoffs, y'all. Enough said. Now, remember, Atlanta was falling through the floor until they made a coaching change right after the All-Star break. Remember, they got rid of that other coach and put Nate McMillan in there. And DC, they won like 10 games. They went on a 9 or 10 game winning streak, and they went into the playoffs with them.
It's a different team with Nate McMillan.
Different team. That would go great coaching do for you. That's what I'm trying to get family members to understand. We saying, well, cute. It usually takes a time. Sometimes it don't. If the man know what he's doing, he can fix the team overnight. It ain't like they're suffering from not having the proper amount of talent to be able to make an impact. But Atlanta, listen, this is the year of improbable teams in the playoffs. Atlanta's in the playoffs. The New York Knicks missed the playoffs. They've been out of the playoffs for what, 7 years? And the Knicks are in the playoffs because of coaching.
Where's Charlotte at?
Charlotte's. I don't think Charlotte is in the play.
Charlotte should be in the play.
They're in the play. But even Charlotte, who was struggling there. So like I'm saying, it's and I know they're gonna say Q, the East is a lot weaker than the West, but true,
man, I don't want to hear that.
But listen, I'm saying a coach that knows what he's doing. Look at Nate McMillan. He took over. That team was losing, and he turned them guys into consistent winners.
Why we gonna act like the East don't play people in the West? That's the thing I be trying to figure out. People act like East teams don't have to play none of the teams in the West.
But the East team was smoking the Pelicans this year.
Right.
LaMelo Ball's team, we lost to them. They beat us. When they first played, we got even with them later on the back end, but they beat us bad that first time. We lost to several East teams. We lost to Miami. We beat Boston, but we lost to a lot of East teams as well. With teams that we shouldn't have lost to. We lost to them. So I'm saying coaching makes a world of difference, man, especially a guy that knows what he's doing. DC, let's get this show closed down, man. We done went way beyond what we were supposed to go and talk about losing. All right, let's get this over with, bro. Next and final matchup in the final preview of the Pelican post-game report on the regular season is the finale. This is it for the regular season. On Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Time, the Pelicans will take on the Los Angeles Lakers, who are 40-30, 19-15. Pelicans 31-40. DC,
that's correct, Kev. Orlando did beat us.
Orlando,
the team with the worst record in the league,
beat the. You see what I'm saying?
The team with the second worst record in the league beat us too. And I don't know who the team with the third worst record in the league is, but I'm pretty sure
I think it was Minnesota. Wasn't Minnesota there at one time when they were one of the
Minnesota is like the second. That's why I say I know the team with the second worst record.
That's what I keep telling people, man. You gotta, man, listen. A coach that knows what he's doing means a lot, man. He can change things overnight. Just keeping it real. Now the Lakers will be out. They saying day to day is
504.
Anthony Davis is listed as day to day, and all these other guys, Kuzma, Caruso, Gasol, all this kind of people. Day to day, of course, we know Pelicans. All of their people going to be out. Williamson, Ingram, Adams, James Johnson is listed day to day. Wesley Wandu. The Lakers are 109.4. Giving up 106.7, 47.2 on the field goal percentage, 44.3 on rebounds, 24.6 at assists, 5.4 on the block, 7.8 on the steals. They're winners of 4 in a row. They have won 4 in a row. Let me see. 3 in a row. And they're 5-5. That is the Lakers. The Pelicans are 114.7, are giving up 115.1, 47.7 on the field goal percentage, 47.4 on the rebounds, 26.1 on the assists, 4.4 on the block, 7.6 on the steals. Losers of 3 in a row, DC, 3-game losing streak at the end of the season, 4-6 the last 10, just bottomed out. Pelicans are a joke, currently, and headed into what a lot of people were saying, including Willie, the lottery. So, I mean, a lot.
Yeah, Willie did say that, boy. We was like, come on, Willie, go, be careful, boy. He wound up being right this time.
Yes, Willie did be right on that time. So, I mean, it's interesting to say that exactly what's going on with this team, man. It's just so troublesome because they just, I don't know, man. It's just weird, really, really strange. But anyway, let's look at the depth chart right here for the Los Angeles Lakers. You see Schroeder's there with KCP. LeBron James is listed as out.
Schroeder's out, huh?
They're saying that he's out.
For this one. He got the COVID protocol thing, I think.
And then, of course, day-to-day is Alex Caruso. LeBron is listed as out as well. Kuzma is listed as day-to-day. Drummond is there. Markieff Morris is probably going to play in place of Anthony Davis, who might not be able to go.
Anthony Davis is definitely playing, Q. Stop the cap.
Okay, well.
He gonna find a reason to come back and play the Pelicans, I guarantee. Right. Even if he only played for 15 minutes, he's gonna get his ass out there and make sure he give us some buckets.
Well, they got Ben McLemore and, of course, Taylon Horton Tucker, who's played really well for him. Wes Matthews is there.
He hit a game winner for him the other day.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see as we come home for the final game of the regular season. Can the Pelicans pull out a win against these Los Angeles Lakers? DC, in the final preview of the regular season, can we get the win?
No.
Or you just
not a snowball's chance in hell, because the Lakers actually need this game. I believe if they get this game and if some other stuff happen, it probably can cement them a spot in the playoffs with the 6th spot. So I don't think they're going to come out here and be trying to rest people and all that. I think they're going to play their guys. And even more so, like, they like the position where they at and who they would be matched up in if they stay in the 7th spot, because they would play either you're going to play a Memphis team, or you get to play pretty much the depleted Warriors with just Steph Curry, which I think could be dangerous if AD or LeBron gets hurt and you're just looking at just Steph without both of them stars there. But I don't think the Lakers want to just let this game go like that. Plus, there's rumblings every damn day of LeBron coming back. I'm sure he would love to have a tune-up game before the play-in.
KK is asking me. She asking me to call it. She said, "Call last game. Q call." I gotta agree with DC on this one, man. Y'all know I often pick against my Pelicans, man, but they got to show me something, man. And I'm just not talking about the players' family playing like this.
You asking the bench to show you something, though, Big Q. We ain't got a goddamn starter nowhere in the lineup.
I mean, regardless, DC. I mean,
we got Eric Bledsoe. But.
Regardless, bro. I mean, and just show me something means not just in just this game, but into the off season as well, to make me understand that you actually fix the issues that are sitting over the franchise. I mean, we have to fix these things like the communication issues. How are you going to fix that? What are you going to tell them that you couldn't tell them during the season that will make it work? And of course, one of the brothers said in the chat that in the flock right here saying that this could be an issue where you bring players on to talk. to Van Gundy. Who's going to overtalk the coach? He talked more than anybody. And from what I'm hearing, he stalls out people from talking or communicating. His voice is the voice that's echoing everywhere. He talks too much.
Right.
And he said that he called himself that he had to work on. He said at the start of the season, he didn't fix anything. So like I said, I don't know. I know what the issues are, and I don't know if they're able to fix them is what I'm saying, because it ain't as easy just going to get somebody, another talkative player to talk to Van Gundy. What are you going to do? Tell him, you don't know what you're doing. Stop doing it. It's going to cause more dysfunctionality, in my opinion. It has to be harmony, or it's a whole mesh going on here. So we'll see how it all, but I had to pick against him. I'm sorry, man. I know. She need KK, what you talking about? You don't have them? I thought you had one. Okay, there you go, baby. I got you. All right, KK, you got your wrench, baby. You all right. All right. Now you can put the mute on DC if you ain't talking right.
She been trying to mute me all shoot.
Oh, my bad. We the nickname DC Damage Control. So
that's right.
That's that Damage Control. That's DC his new nickname. All right, but yeah, like I said though, fam, all I can say is I just have to observe and just watch it, man. Just see how it all goes, because I want to see how they fix the communication issues, because that would kill the Pelicans in this season. They had all the talent in the world. They just was not listening to the guy, and whatever he teaching them, it can't be that difficult where they wasn't picking it up. Maybe some of the rookies were, but some of these players like B.I. and Zion, they look confused. Eric Bledsoe said at times where he wasn't even, my bad, I wasn't even paying attention. What you mean?
I think it's dude.
Like, I'm gonna give you the flow. And then we're gonna leave, bro.
Dude be yelling and stuff all the time. Come on, guys, we gotta do better. We gotta get back. We gotta go and attack the ball. Get back on defense. Come on, guys, we gotta
my
get
goodness.
up the intensity.
That's
that
terrible.
Is annoying, man.
That's
like
terrible.
DC,
DC, do that again. That is incredibly annoying, brother. Is that how you sound?
We gotta do better, guys. Come on, players. Get your head in the game. Build a fucking wall. Come on. We can't give this game up. We need this, guys. Come on. What are you thinking? Come on, Bledsoe. That was a dumb fucking play. We gotta do better, guys. You keep hearing that shit, bro. That man, it's annoying, bro.
Oh, that's horrible.
If I keep
hearing
somebody talk like that, after a while,
horrible.
After a while, your ears are just ringing, dude. Like I know y'all was like, man, I hope DC shut the hell up with that. Come on,
that
dude.
was horrible.
And that was only about 15 seconds. I timed myself. You know what I'm saying?
That was absolutely horrible.
It's too much, bro. It's too much. On top
then
of that,
he got to deal with them spitting on you. Where he's saying
on top of that, he's spitting on you and the breath funky. On top of that,
and he said stink. He got halitosis.
And Timothy said, and he musty. So. You got all that going on.
Damn, Stan make money. He can't buy no deodorant. that's what that KK say sound. That sound Gail drunk.
He said that sound like Gail drunk. But who that is, man? Nola baby. What you talking about? Penny Hardaway, man. I guess he's saying Penny Hardaway as an assistant.
That's a coach.
Penny Hardaway's coach at Memphis, man, and they had all type of turmoil they dealt with last year. I think he would want to get at a shot, see if he could win a title down, because I think he's gonna recruit big time players and maybe put Memphis back on the map. I know he had a little bit of a hiccup with Wiseman, and where he say he helped the dude and gave him some money or something crazy. I don't know. Penny would be nice. That was my favorite player growing up, though, man. Penny was dope. Kenneth, let it go, Kenneth. Let it go. God damn. They've been calling me J. Cole all night, man.
No, but Kenneth,
J. Cole is trying to be like me, honestly, bro. My dream is like way longer.
Kenneth, let me tell you something, bro. That's totally disrespectful to call DC J. Cole. That's you wrong for that, brother.
Cute. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, since we all here, we family. I was in the airport, dude. And it was like this little 17-year-old dude. He rolled up on me. I saw him. He ran over there. He come running. He looked. I looked at him like, man, what this dude doing? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was J. Cole.
He ain't recognize you as DC Marley.
Man, that man thought I was J. Cole. He ain't say nothing about DC Marley, man.
He ain't said nothing about DC Marley.
Thought I was J. Cole,
Oh
bro.
man, that's what that kid.
Had
That's
a little black and red jacket on. He must have watched what that J. Cole CD was, where he was on the front with the little black and red.
That's his first one.
I had me a little black and red Letterman jacket on. He must have thought, I don't know, bro.
You should have told him, man.
I ran over there, bro.
You should say I ain't
He
J.
about to ask
Cole,
me
bro.
for an autograph, bro.
I'm DC Marley, man. How you doing, bro? I make reggae music, man. That's what happened, bro. See, you were supposed to put out that album years ago, bro. But now the Marleys ain't do nothing since. What was the guy at DC? What's the last Marley album?
They got one of the Marleys out. He got a man. What's it? Skip Marley, I think.
Oh, that's terrible. He can't be. No, it's DC Marley. Skip Marley. That's exactly what they did. Skipped his ass. Say who? I don't listen to nobody named Skip Marley. Now I listen to DC Marley. And then put on
504 lady. Dude thought I was J. Cole. I was getting the celebrity treatment for about 20 seconds till I turned around and looked him in the eye like, what the hell is you doing?
Don't ever forget that, because he would then say, I never said that. Like he said about Cam Reddish. I would have said it twice.
I ain't say that.
You never said that you said all that about him?
Man,
all them times?
When I go to the grocery store, I do not buy no goddamn radishes. I don't even know what a radish looks like.
You was trying to trade BI for Cam Reddish.
Man, I never tried to trade BI for Cam Reddish. It was Drew Holiday. I wanted Cam Reddish and like 2 first-round picks for Drew Holiday.
Why Cam Reddish, though? This dude been pushing Cam Reddish forever, man.
Because Cam Reddish played with Zion. On top of that, I know he could play decent defense. He could shoot. He going through a little rough patch over there. I figured we get him with Vincent. You know what? I'm taking the damn bait again. Here we go again with this shit. I got to keep explaining this once a month. You already know what I'm going to say. Rewind the tape from last month. I'm saying the same thing I said last month.
Yeah, you're going to say that you ain't said it but twice when you said it over a dozen times already.
Well, y'all keep bringing up radishes in the comments, and I got to talk about radishes.
They would be bringing up radish if you wasn't throwing them on them every time they turned around.
You wasn't throwing radishes on the people. That's you.
All right. Okay, DC. All right.
Heavy-handed commentator.
Yeah. All right, DC. You have the phrase that pays, my friend.
Oh, it's real hard tonight, but I don't care because we quit. But we came back. So, if they try to tell you something crazy about your Pelicans, even though we're going through hard times right now, but you tell them we're going to have the number 3 pick, though. You tell them.
That's terrible.
In a New Orleans accent. You heard me? Get the flock out of here and go flock yourself. Ah!
All right, family. DC Marley says, get the flock out of here and go flock yourselves. DC Marley, watch out for the new album coming, flying back home. Coming soon from DC Marley. Guest appearance, Cam Reddish. So with that being said, we'll be out of here. Appreciate y'all chiming in on a very enlightening and very passionate version of the Pelican post-game report. Tonight, fam, of course, the Sports Coma will not be airing at 2:00 in the morning. We're gonna move the Sports Coma back until Saturday sometime. So we'll reset the notification so it'll be on Saturday. We'll have a 2 or 3 hour show. We'll open up the phone lines on Saturday so let the family members know who are waiting for the Sports Coma. We will be back on Saturday. We'll do a show on Saturday. We'll let you know. It'll probably be around noonish, something like that. After I finish doing my cooking thing. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for chiming in. Great show as well.
Baby, what you trying to say, bro? With my color, I could pass for a variety of light-skinned folks. What the hell that mean? All light-skinned people look alike? I'm Steph Curry now, even though I got dreadlocks.
Just take the DC Marley commentary. What's the brother from that made the video
love,
for the Pelicans?
Baby, one love.
What's the dude that took the Pelicans? The dude that did the song for the Pelicans? That was DC doing the song for the Pelicans too. D1. That's DC.
I look like every goddamn body.
No, you don't. Just the Marleys. That's all.
The D1. I done heard that one before too.
Did you heard about the Marleys?
Nah, come on. Of course, Q. Of course, I've heard about the Marleys.
You heard about the
from
me
none
all the
other
time.
than yourself.
DC's new album, Flying Home. That's coming out real soon, fam. So y'all watch out for that. All right, with that being
I
said,
am
y'all have a
home.
night.
I'm a Pelican, baby. I am home.
That's why I said you're gonna fly south for the winter.
That's the title now. I'm gonna fly south for the winter.
No, Flying Home, but you got a song on the album called Flying South for the Winter. You're gonna take a trip back down to, the curry, all that.
What?
Did you just curries and man, you tell me you ate some curry chicken lately?
Then you tell me you know how to cook curry chicken?
That ain't nothing. You was telling about the brother that cooked you some pineapple rice and all that. Remember that?
Pineapple rice, man. This man talking crazy.
DC be lying, man. Anyway, we'll see.
I do be playing that Melanin God. I don't know how you know. Cruising down the street real slow. What the fuck are they yelling? Marrero.
You from Marrero, DC?
There you go with that shit.
They're Marrero, Jamaica?
Man, do your little ending remark, bro, so we get up out of here and we see these flames come up.
They got a Marrero, because I know you told me they got a Kingston. You told me that B.I. came from Kingston, Jamaica. I said, no, he didn't, DC.
You went and looked it up, huh?
Yeah, he wasn't Kingston, Jamaica. It was like Kingston.
I said Kingston, North Carolina, dude.
You sure?
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. DC, good show. I'll see you later, brother. Much love to y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for staying up late with us tonight. And we're going to holler at y'all later. Peace.